Everybody, you are tuned in to the Cris
And Mal.
podcast, episode 232, Big Energy Monday. Hope everybody's having a good day, whatever you're doing. You're at home, you're at work. We appreciate you tapping into the live stream. If you're listening on the playback, we appreciate you too. Hope everybody's having a good day on the President's Day weekend, coming off the weekend, and Valentine's Day. Hope y'all had a good Valentine's Day. I sure did. I don't know what Maul did, but hope you guys out there who are had significant others or couples out there, even if you didn't have one, you still enjoyed your weekend. So we got a lot to speak on. We got NBA All-Star weekend to talk about, some other NBA news, some boxing news we want to get into. We're going to give our top five QBs and top five running backs from this past season. We're also going to give our top 10 college football prospects going into the combine. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it for right now. Ma, how you feeling, dog?
I'm feeling good, man. You know what I mean? It was really fun weekend, man. Got to do some photography and stuff like that for an event, so that was pretty fun. And overall, I enjoyed my extra day off. So man, it was cool, man.
Good, man. Good. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, man. Let's hold on. Let me do this real quick. Let's talk about the NBA All Star Weekend. This, All right, man. Give me your overall thoughts on the weekend, man. How'd you feel about it? Did you watch it? Did you watch the shootout, 3-point shootout? Did you watch the Rising Stars? Did you watch the dunk contest? And did you watch the games?
As far as the Saturday night, I did watch a little bit of Saturday night. I thought overall, I thought the 3 point contest was the big winner out of the whole Saturday night. I thought it was weird with just how they. I didn't understand why they had the 3 point contest first. I think it should have been the last event. I think we've seen the last couple of years that the 3 point contest has been the more exciting event. We saw as far as like with the instance with obviously it was pretty dope to see Damian Lillard back. Being involved in an event. Obviously he's recovering from his Achilles injury that he suffered last year. Obviously we saw the young rookie sensation in Con Knipple. He kind of started off really strong in his first setup. Then obviously we had Devin Booker, man. We saw the kind of lethal shooting he's capable of, and Tyrese Maxey, he had a decent showing and stuff like that. And then obviously I think the ending, the final round, man, it was look, Damon. Obviously, Con Knipple, he didn't start off too strong. Damian Lillard, he showed out, man. He showed out why he's Dame Dollar and he's lethal from that distance. And Devin Booker, man, he had it, man. He had it at the end, but unfortunately, he missed his last three money balls that could have sealed him the victory. He ended up losing, I think, by two or one in the final contest, which would have led to Damian Lillard being a three-time 3 point championship winner. So I thought that was amazing. I thought it was also pretty cool that they got Steph's thoughts about it, and it seems like next year's 3 point contest definitely has to be the main event because we're talking about Steph Curry committing to it. He's talking about again and Dame, Devin Booker, Klay Thompson, and obviously some more shooters. I wouldn't mind seeing Con Knipple in there. I wouldn't even mind if they even threw in like a Caitlin Clark or something in there, kind of spice it up a little bit, get the WNBA involved. Obviously, we saw the Sabrina Ionescu. I think that would be a dope event if they can find a way to pull that off, get those young ladies involved in that too. I think it'll be pretty fire. So let's get all the best shooters out there. As far as like the skills challenge, I didn't really watch too much of that. I know the Knicks ended up winning that. I'm not really, it is what it is with that one. As far as like the dunk contest though, like I watched a little bit of it. I turned it off the moment I saw Jackson Hayes embarrass the Laker uniform. That shit was pathetic. I don't know what he was doing that basic ass dunk. But I think it comes down to this, especially with the dunk contest. Look, I think at the end of the day, I think it was pretty disappointing hearing the likes of like a VJ Eshcombe, coming out and saying he doesn't want to be a part of this dunk contest. I thought it was also a little disappointing that I heard something. I don't know if this is true, that the main reason why Mac McClung didn't involve himself in this year's dunk contest. I know he's saying all the right things where he wants to focus on establishing being him on the Chicago Bulls and maintaining his roster spot. But I did see some things on the internet. Again, I don't know if this is true, but if true, it's pretty disappointing where the fact that no one would have participated if Mac McGlynn would have been involved in it. And it just shows kind of like, I don't know what some of these NBA players are in fear of. I don't know why they're so scared of competition. I don't know why and it comes back to, and I know you got some strong LeBron fans that, still deny the fact that he ruined the dunk contest, but he did. He kind of ruined the tradition of big time names being involved in this event. Like at the end of the day, to me, it's the same as like boxers. I think everybody with boxers, me and Chris have had this conversation many a times where I know a lot of people put high praise on Floyd Mayweather with the O. You know what I mean? I know Mayweather always established that the O was the main reason for being the greatest. You know what I'm saying? But we've established in a sense that you don't have to be the greatest in the sport. We still hold Muhammad Ali to high regards. We still hold Roy Jones Jr. to high regards, Bernard Hopkins, Sonny Liston, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard. All those guys have L's to their name, but we still hold them to the highest praises. And even some of those names, we still hold them in GOAT status. So I think these NBA players need to have the same mindset. Like at the end of the day, if you give your best foot forward and you put on a great show and you lose, like look at Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon, to this day, you still have people saying that he got robbed from the dunk contest with Zach LaVine. But at the end of the day, I think Aaron Gordon's stardom rose in that sense, even in the loss. You know what I mean? I think everybody understood who he was. And then obviously we see the player that he is today and how important he means to that Denver Nuggets team. I think it could be the same way for these young guys. And at this point, I don't know, Chris. I don't know if you saw what Mac McGlynn posted on his Twitter with some of the dunks he would have done. He would have easily won the dunk contest. You know what I mean? I think Mac McGlynn needs to be put in heights of being one of the greatest dunkers of all time. And hopefully, maybe he can be involved next year, and hopefully we can get some more superstars in it. But that was just pretty disappointing. But at the end of the day, I think if these superstars and these young athletes don't want to be involved in it, let's just get some street guys out there. If you guys don't want to be involved in it, let's put some street guys. Let's give the winner $1 million or something like that. And at the end of the day, have LeBron James and Kevin Durant and all these guys be kind of like the scorekeepers of the dunk contest, because that's kind of the way it was. As far as Sunday, though, I thought Sunday was amazing. I thought it was probably one of the best Sunday night games that we saw. Obviously, we had the format with USA versus the world. You had USA Stars versus USA Stripes, which USA Stars was the younger guys, and US Stripes was kind of like the more veterans with LeBron and Kevin Durant. Then we had the world team with Victor Wembanyama, and obviously I think the world team, they were kind of like low on the roster squad. Obviously Luka and Jokic only played like half of a quarter, half of a game, and then obviously you didn't have Victor Wembanyama or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Obviously that team would have been loaded if they were fully healthy, but I think I think Victor Wembanyama needs to establish the credit of what we saw yesterday. And a lot of the NBA players kind of vouched for that, where especially Anthony Edwards, where he pretty much said Victor Wembanyama pretty much set the tone of what we saw yesterday. And I thought it was an amazing showing. Even minus the last game, I get it. You got to realize those old guys played 3 straight games in a row. I thought it was pretty cool to see Kawhi Leonard go off in that second game and show what he was about, especially, kind of remind us in those Toronto run days. And then obviously you see the pairing of LeBron James and Kevin Durant. Obviously they didn't have Steph Curry out there as well. But I thought overall Sunday was amazing. I gave it an A+. I enjoyed it a lot. Hopefully they can build upon that. And then just go from there. Hopefully next year it'll be a little bit more healthier season and we actually get the full-fledged guys out there. Obviously we missed Steph and Shai and all those other guys, but overall, man, I thought Sunday night was truly amazing, man. It got straight to the point. We didn't have Kevin Hart out there, doing some side comedy shows and taking 3 hours to get to these games and stuff like that. Overall, I think the experience was pretty well done. What about you? What's your thoughts?
Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I wasn't able to catch it because of the weekend. I was kind of busy, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really get to catch nothing. I saw glimpses, I saw little spots, you know what I'm saying? Like I saw Dame last little run for winning the 3-point shootout. So that was cool to see that. He was hot from 3. But we all know how Dame can, outside of Steph Curry and maybe Klay Thompson, we could argue that Dame is one of the greatest shooters in his era. So And then the dunk contest, I just saw the last dunk that won the dunk contest. It was the dude from the Heat. What's his name? Rashard Johnson or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Uh,
I didn't watch too much of that.
so and the dunk he did, it was cool, but it wasn't nothing like, oh my
They
god.
weren't
So
bad dunks. Like I saw the highlights. They weren't bad dunks, but it was stuff that we already saw. So
yeah. Um, and then I didn't get to see none of the game. I was so busy on Sunday with the lady. I was out ripping and running, so I really didn't get to see nothing. So it would be hard for me to sit back here and judge or say it was good or not good. But what number rating would you give the weekend as a whole?
Saturday I would give it like a 5, honestly. I know what, I'll give it a 6 just because of the 3-point contest. It was it was pretty much the 3-point contest that carries. Sunday night, I'll give it like a 9.8, 9.5. It could have been a 10 if we would have got like a great game at the last, but I'm not gonna hold them too much accounting, so I just deducted half a point. So I gave it like a 9.5 for Sunday night.
Do you think they should just scrap the dunk contest?
I don't think they should scrap it. I just think that if you're not going to get these young guys out there, I just think that get some let's get some street guys out there. Like we see it all the time on YouTube and TikTok and all that stuff like that. If you look it up, there's some amazing dunks that we haven't seen in this dunk contest. Hell, Mac McGlunn just showed it on his Twitter feed. This past weekend. So if these NBA players are too scared to do it, let's at the end of the day, let's get some guys off the street. Let's get some young G League guys who aren't afraid to do it and stuff like that, and make it a contest. And then whoever wins, they win, $500,000 or $1 million at the end of the day. I think at the end of the day, we just want to be entertained. And I know everybody's like, yo, we want to see the best players and all that and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I think Mac McGlunn, when he first came in, he wasn't a big superstar. Zach LaVine, I don't think he was a big superstar. Aaron Gordon wasn't a big superstar. I think they became big superstars. Obviously, we would love to see the likes of LeBron James, Zion Williamson, John Morant, and stuff like that. But those guys are just too infatuated with not tarnishing who they are and scared of the L. Like, so if that's the way we're gonna go, let's start making some new superstars. Let's start making some new stars based on this dunk contest, whether that's from G League, whether that's from street ball players, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, I think All-Star Weekend is a celebration of basketball. It's not just a celebration of the NBA and obviously these All-Stars. It's a celebration of the fans. It's the celebration of the sport. It's the celebration of the history of the game. It's a celebration of anything involved with basketball. So I don't understand what the problem would be if you had street ball players out there. Like, again, you're going to have Draymond Green probably screaming like, oh, like no one wants to see G League players or street ball players out there on that court. This should be about all-stars who deserve the game. Yeah, well, you have Sunday night for that. You know what I mean? Saturday night is for entertainment. Saturday night is for something like, it's supposed to be like a spectacle. You know what I mean? It used to be that. And at the end of the day, if these NBA players don't want to do it, then hell, give a platform to somebody else who's willing to take that opportunity and make it shine. You know what I mean? The NBA can start creating superstars, give them that spotlight. You know what I mean? Change somebody's life. You know what I mean? I think the opportunity is there if these NBA players don't want to do it.
For sure. You got anything else?
Yeah, man. We got some other stuff like that. So so for other NBA news, the NBA commissioner, he had his annual press conference during All-Star Weekend. He touched on a couple topics, and then we just want to get your opinion. Obviously, the big thing right now has been the taking issue. Obviously the Jazz were fined $500,000 for benching stars Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson. The Pacers were also fined $100,000 for holding out Pascal Siakam in violation of the player participation policy. There's also been some kind of thoughts about potentially penalties and stuff like that for tanking and stuff like that. Whether it's taking away ping pong balls, whether it's taking away draft picks, heavy fines, suspensions, stuff like that. My question to you is, what's your overall thoughts with NBA tanking? Do you think it is as a big of a problem as people are making it out to be, or is it just kind of like a one-off based on who's being what young superstars are coming into the draft?
It's different in basketball because at the end of the day, you still got to do the ping pong balls. You're not guaranteed to get a top 3 spot. You're just not. We've seen it throughout history. Like last year was kind of a bad Omen, yes, because Dallas, but even Dallas wasn't tanking. It was like they traded away their best player, and they just so happened to get the #1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see that all the time.
Yeah.
We don't see shit like that all the time. So I think it. I don't think tanking is as bad. Like in the NFL, I think it's worse because you clearly know when the team
We'll
is.
get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Hold off on that. Hold off on that.
I'm just saying. So yeah, I don't think it's as bad. Now, if you want to penalize them, if you feel like it's clear tanking or they sitting out players, I get that part because at the end of the day, you're trying to put butts in seats. And if I take my son to go see if I'm a hardcore Pacer fan, then I want to see the best players on the court, regardless of our record. I still want to see the good players on the court. So
Yeah.
I get that part, but as far as like tanking in the NBA, it's a little harder. It's just a little difficult.
You know, I was going to answer it, but I'm gonna hold off because I want to get into the next topic. The NBA perception. I know there's been a lot of talk about the NBA perception and how bad the product is. You obviously had the tanking situation. You obviously have some talks about Adam Silver being a terrible commissioner and all this stuff like that. What's your thoughts with as far as like the conversation pieces with surrounding the NBA? Do you think certain people are just a little too harsh on the NBA, or do you think they're correct in as far as like the perception of the league and how bad it is?
See, this is a difficult question for me because I don't watch NBA like that no more. So I might not.
Well, there's a reason behind that. Why don't you watch the NBA no more?
I've told you, I don't think the product is as good as it used to be.
Why?
It just doesn't perk my interest like it used to. Now it's also like I said, that's why I say I'm not the best person because I'm not invested into a team like I used to be. Like when I was a kid growing up, I was an Orlando Magic fan. Shaq was my favorite player. Then Penny Hardaway became my favorite player, and I was a player fan too. I wasn't like once I stopped really being invested into the Magic, I was still fan of the product as far as LeBron James and Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson. Like I like basketball because I like watching those guys play. I did. I like to watch the best of the best play each other. That's why I was so hyped up for All-Star Weekend. We get to see the best of the best, the East and the West. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I love even the dunk contest. We saw some of the best players in those games. We saw some of the best players shooting the 3-point contest. Like we saw the best of the best. So now I don't know. It's just not to say that it's not exciting. I'm not. Don't get me wrong, Mo. There are some games where they're exciting. I've seen some stuff in the playoffs where I'm like, oh, that was a good ass game. Or I've seen some stuff in the regular season. That was a good ass game. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that these guys are talented. I'm not saying that there's no good games in the NBA. It just doesn't perk my interest as it used to because I'm not as invested as I used to. That's why I say I can only speak for myself because I'm just not invested because I'm not invested in a team or a player like that no more. So
would a team in Vegas help you and be more invested?
Probably.
Yeah. No, I get it. I understand. Like I'm not faulting you for your opinion. Everybody has their personal opinion. You know what I mean? As far as especially with sports, like I can't be mad. You know how I feel about the NBA. I think the NBA is in a great spot. I do understand that I think analytics have affected the perception of the league in a sense, just based on, when you listen to analytics, this analytics play is shooting threes is the best play in NBA basketball. Now, obviously, when you have a whole bunch of teams looking very similar, where chunking up threes, I think the Celtics are like that. Obviously, we had the old Suns and I mean, Lakers to an extent, but I think there's a variety of different styles, I think, in the league today. Obviously, I don't think obviously you still have like the Indiana Pacers and stuff like that. I think they need to find a healthy balance as far as establishing a point of, because I'm a big believer when you thought about the NBA, you thought about the athleticism of a lot of these athletes. You thought about damn, Michael Jordan, what was he known for? He was known for viewing to be able to fly. Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, Shaq looked like one of the most dominant specimens we've ever seen in any kind of sport. I don't care what you say. Like a young Shaq was just something we've never seen before. And Akeem Olajuwon, Yao Ming, and Tracy McGrady. And then on top of that, you just viewed NBA players as just being the coolest motherfuckers on your TV screen. Not no NFL players, not no baseball players, no none of that. NBA players That's why everybody wanted to be like Mike, the dangling earrings, stuff like that, sticking their tongue out. Kobe Bryant, shooting Kobe, shooting the shots in the trash can, yelling out Kobe. LeBron James, king shit. You know what I mean? Dame Dollar, like even to the smaller guys, you know what I mean? Like
AI with the
AI with the
crossover,
crossover, with the
cornrows.
tattoos and the cornrows, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like to Kim Bays, no, to Tracy McGrady, and even like the likes of like Steve Nash, Jason Williams, White Chocolate, you know what I mean? Just the flair of what basketball used to be. And I get it. I think
You think social media messed that up? Because now we get a little bit closer look into these dudes, and a lot of them are lame.
I think honestly, I think a lot of that has to do with all sports in general. You know what I mean? Because there was a certain aura with anybody in sports, because it's like we only saw them on the field or we saw them on a press conference. We never saw their day-to-day lives. So yeah, absolutely. I think social media can either help benefit cats like LeBron James. I think no matter, we catch him in several lives. I think the aura of LeBron James is there. Steph Curry, the aura is there. Anthony Edwards, we see it. The gravitational pull that he brings in his characteristics is there. I think it's cool because I think it's like a gift and a curse, which everything is. Like you kind of see the personalities of a lot of these guys, and it comes to anybody you come across within life. Either you vibe with their personality and you think they're cool, you think they're funny, or whatever the case may be, or it just may not be for you. You know what I mean? It's nothing against them. It's just like, like it just is what it is. And I think that kind of suffices with that. I do think the NBA is getting like the raw end of the stick. I don't understand this whole media storm of like shitting on the NBA. I think I think the NBA is the most talented it's ever been. I understand the process of why they want to add 2 teams, because you have a lot of these players who could potentially be starters, have the ability to start on teams, don't get the opportunity because it's just the depth of this league. So I agree. I know there's certain people that don't agree that they should expand. I've seen, Bill Simmons and some other people kind of say that they don't think it's the right move. I personally think it's the right move. Now, are there certain things in the NBA season that should get resolved? Yeah, I think it's a problem when you have NBA teams who can't even practice with who don't even have practices 2 months. You know what I mean? I think that's a problem. I think that hurts the development of the league. Like imagine the NFL if they couldn't practice for 2 whole months, you know what I mean, to get ready for a game. I think it's insane. Like, should they lower the games from 82 games to about like 72? I think they should. I think it will help. Obviously, it will give less excuses for players to sit out. It will make the games more important. Obviously, you know what I mean? I think the product is really well. I think it's very entertaining. I do think they need to fix the fact of like there's just too many different channels that you got to go to watch the game. I think the NFL I think sports in the general, NFL and NBA, I think the MLB is starting to get in this problem where they're oversaturating the market with putting their games in so many different avenues that you kind of get lost in the sauce. Like we talked about it with the NFL season. You got to watch, Amazon Thursdays, you got ESPN, then you got NBC, then you got Fox, and you got CBS, then you got Netflix on special. Like it's just too much for the average consumer to keep up with it, and also way too expensive. We're not even talking about Sunday Ticket, NBA League Pass, NBA. You got Amazon Prime, you got NBC, you got certain games that are on ESPN or on ABC. Like it's just too much. And I just think they need to find a resolution with that. But I do think they get the shit in the stick. I think the NBA is a great product. I agree with you. I think tanking is a problem this year just because of the talent that's about to come into this league at the beginning of next year. When you got Darren Peterson, you got AJ DeBonsa, you got Cameron Boozer, you got my man Caleb Wilson, and so on and so forth. Like it's super deep. So it was no different from when you had LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and all those guys in that draft. Like, but
I wanted to ask you a question about that real quick. I don't know if you heard what's his name? I can't stand him. He's on First Take sometime. Basketball analyst.
Jay Williams?
No.
Kendrick Perkins?
Yes. Well, he was pretty much saying AJ DeBonsa is not a generational talent.
Do I agree with him?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't agree with him. I think in the sense of like, because I think I saw that where he kind of compared him to like Brandon Miller and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Miller is a hell of a player. But I think AJ DeBansa is different just because of the athletic ability that he has. I think he's an untapped talent. I think he has a lot of stuff that he needs to work on. Like me personally, I've said it before. I think Caleb Williams. I think Caleb will. I think Caleb Wilson should be the number one guy. I think he should be over Darren Peterson. I think Darren Peterson could be that guy. But the only thing about Darren Peterson that makes me worry is if he really loves the game. Like I get it. You have certain people that are saying like, oh, he's just kind of like, kind of saving himself for the league and stuff like that. And this is a prime example why like the age should be like you should be able to come into the league when you're 18. Like, yeah, like I understand that, but it gets to a point in time where like if you're healthy enough to play, you play. Like how are you skipping these big time games on a big national stage? Like those should be the games that you want to play in. Like playing against the top teams like a North Carolina, a Duke, a Arizona. Like you don't miss those games. Now I wouldn't have no problem if he's missing like playing like Baylor or some shit like that. Like, all right, cool. But even the competitor in you would still want to play. I don't care if my man had the flu. Like he was obviously he wasn't riddled in bed and he was throwing up the whole time. He was out there practicing, and then he was like, you know what, I'm kind of cool. Like stuff like that makes me worried about him. Like he gives me Ben Simmons vibes. You know what I mean? Like obviously, I think skill wise, he's a lot better. He's obviously a better shooter, a better offensive player, like that stuff like that. Obviously, Ben Simmons was an elite defender, but Ben Simmons should have been Ben Simmons was pretty much LeBron James when he came into this league. He should be LeBron James. No fact. Like obviously, I don't think he would have been the scorer. Like he could have been a scorer like LeBron James if he actually
worked on his game.
Yeah, like he was getting 20 points. He was getting 20, 15 with like 10 assists. Like my man was a walking triple double. Like, but there was just a moment in time where it just hit him that he just did not love the game. And then he just didn't want to play. He used the back injury. He made excuses and stuff like that. Darren Peterson gives me those vibes that makes me very, very worried how long he's going to want to play in this league. Now, could it be a situation where he's just super bored playing in college basketball? He knows he's just super elite. He can do whatever he wants. And that eventually that we will see kind of like the growth of him wanting to play basketball a little bit more in the NBA. That's a possibility. But I'm still going to have my reservations with Darren Peterson because you are getting paid. I don't know what he's getting in NIL money. I'm sure he's getting more than $2 to $3 million for being at Kansas, especially with the talent he is. If you just don't like playing ball, I like he's not Anthony Edwards. Like I don't know if I can count on him. So like if I'm a scout or if I'm a head coach or anything like that, I would be a little bit worried. But I don't agree with Kendrick Perkins with AJ DeBonsa. I think AJ DeBonsa can be a hell of an athlete, I think his talent fits more in the NBA than it does in college basketball, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? It's just certain.
I personally think that if he played for a bigger time college, Kendrick Perkins wouldn't have said that.
No, yeah, absolutely. It's BYU. You know what I'm saying?
I think because he plays for BYU, he's looking at it like this dude. Like if he played for like Ohio State or Duke or North Carolina, I don't think he would have said that.
Well, yeah, and then it's just on the top of that, it's just like I think in college can be a little bit weird because I think we see it's more of a team aspect type of game. Like it's not like you're featuring your star player like all the time. You know what I mean? Like it's like the superstars are the head coaches. So like they want their system to be the star, not you be the star. So it's kind of hard for said player. Like, yeah, you'll see some flashes on the screen, but you're not going to see like the 40 points. Like we didn't see that too much with Cooper Flag. We didn't see that too much with Kyrie Irving. We saw glimpses with Zion Williamson and stuff like that, where he had some really big games, but at the end of the day, he wasn't featured like every single day, every single game. You know what I mean? So I think AJ,
you're only going to get that, not to cut you, you're only going to get that when you get like a Steph Curry on Davidson.
Yeah, like where it's just like he has to score. Like in those programs, BYU, UNC, you got multiple 5-star recruits on those squads, so everybody wants to be featured. And I think the head coach knows that. And then top of that, those head coaches, we all see it from college basketball to college football. They have the biggest egos out of anybody in any sport. So their program, they are the superstar. Their system is the star. They are the star, not those college players. So I think Kendrick Perkins is just trying to. I just think he's just trying to do it. But overall, I think the NBA is in a good spot. I think there are some things that need to be resolved. I think there are more issues in the NFL than I think in the NBA, me personally, but that's just me. We'll keep it going. Obviously, with Adam Silver, he also made some comments about the Clippers. They still have no update on as far as like the investigation with Kawhi Leonard and Steve Ballmer. So we're still waiting on that. There's no update on the gambling charges with Terry Rozier, Malik Beasley, Damon Jones, and Chauncey Billups. We're still waiting on that. He did make a comment on the WNBA collective bargaining agreement. He's pretty much saying we're getting awfully close to the 11th hour when it comes to the bargaining table with the WNBA. What's your thoughts with that, man? How damaging could it be for the WNBA if they do not get a season started in May?
It definitely hurt them, man. It could definitely hurt their momentum. They're riding strong right now, especially off of a really past what I would say 3 to
A
4
great
years.
3. It's been a great
3 years.
5-year
3 years.
run, I would say.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
They've been getting better and better and better. More eyes have been peered on them.
Mhm.
You know, people, even regardless of the Caitlin Clark stuff, it still put eyes on it, regardless of
Caitlin
how
Clark,
how we
injuries.
feel about the whole Caitlin Clark thing.
Like we'll never
At the end,
disrespect Caitlin on that. Like
at the end of the day, she did bring
bright
some
eyes.
new eyes to
She
it.
brought a lot of eyes, yeah.
Look, man, the WNBA is thriving. It's allowed people to see more players in this league. That this league is just getting better and better. And if you watch college basketball, it was an awesome college basketball game. Was Saturday night or Saturday?
Oh, South Carolina versus
South Carolina, LSU.
LSU.
That was a really
Who
good
won that
game.
game? I didn't even know who won the game. Who won that
South Carolina won it
game?
79-74. It was good, man. It came down to the wire. But yeah, man. There's so many great college players coming into this league, man. So it's just going to get better, but you don't want to stop that momentum. And look, but at the end of the day, we always talk about the NFL settling for certain things and allowing those owners to dictate stuff because they got to get paid. And we know NFL players, they get money, but they don't get the money that maybe an NBA player or baseball player may get. So sometimes you got to kind of play hardball. But, you know, I want the ladies to be satisfied and happy, but at the same time, I don't want them to overstep themselves to where they now they didn't cut their face off despite, you know what I'm saying, cut their nose off despite their face.
Mhm.
And now they got to settle.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Now they got to take it because somebody can't pay their mortgage or, you know what I'm saying? Even though they can go overseas and make money, but still, it's not the same. It's just
So let me ask you. I hate to cut you off. Let me ask you this question. There are some people that have said this in media. Some big guys. They said that they think the WNBA Players Association they're asking for too much too fast. That they should pace themselves out with these collective bargaining agreements. Like you don't want to try to win the war too fast because you might end up losing at the end. Especially if you do not have a WNBA season, and who knows. I think it would be kind of hard for them to kind of bounce back off of that. What are your thoughts with kind of that opinion?
I mean, I hear him. Like, because you're not gonna get everything all in one bargaining. You gotta bargaining.
You gotta take baby steps. It's still a new league. It's still a new league. Like the NBA didn't even get it. Those players didn't get everything right away. They worked. It took them 30, 40 plus years to actually.
And when negotiations with stuff like this, it's give or take. You know what I'm saying? You got to give a little to take. It's like you're not going to get everything on the contract, right? Unless you just proven that you know what I'm saying, what you're bringing is like, your value is so high that they ain't got no choice but to give you what you want. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, they're not at that space. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they get one thing that's like, bam, we got that. But we kind of have to give on this and this and this, you know what I'm saying? So maybe they get 2 extra roster spots and, you know, a percentage of the, you know, whatever they get revenue share wise or whatever. But you still got to give on this, and this. So I'm just saying, like, they got to be smart with this bargaining table because right now, like I said, the momentum is there, and you don't want to mess up this momentum.
No, I feel you. I feel you. I totally agree. We'll keep pushing on the NBA topics. We got 2 more. Next up, we got Jason Tatum. Reports are that he's eyeing a return March 1st. You even had the NBA change, you know, a couple of the TV slots where the Celtics are going to be on prime time. So it seems like the Jason Tatum being back March 1st is looking more and more likely. What's your thoughts with Tatum returning this quick off an Achilles injury, March 1st? Do you think this is the right move? Do you think this is the wrong move? And what's your expectations with Jason Tatum for the rest of the year if he does come back?
Man, I don't know, man. Hopefully they just ease him in. Don't rush him back on the starting lineup and have him
I
play.
wouldn't mind him
So
coming off the bench, being like kind of like the sixth man for the
yeah,
year. You know what I mean?
just
Like
be
we
a
know who
sleeper.
Jason Tatum is. We know you're gonna be.
Yeah,
We know you're the starting team, but I wouldn't mind that.
that's what I'm saying. Just have him come off the bench, pay maybe what 20 minutes right now.
I'll start him off for like 15, maybe like
So,
15,
yeah,
get him back in the groove a little bit.
get him acclimated. Your main focus is to get him ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Your main focus is getting ready for the playoffs. You don't worry about like the regular season. They're already winning. They're number two in
They're
the
number
East
two in the
right
East. Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So
Shout out to Jalen
they're
Brown, who's an
yeah.
MVP candidate.
So they winning right now. So they good. So I would say just have them come off the bench, like you said, 15. Then you can maybe up it to 20. Then by the time the playoffs come, maybe you could start. I don't know, but yeah, just get him revved up because the main focus is to win the championship, and you want him as healthy as possible as you can get him. So
Do you think that would make them the favorites in the East?
I don't know the favorite, but one of the favorites. They be top three.
Top three with the Knicks and the
Mm-hmm.
Pistons?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with you. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see Jason Tatum back, man. I think it's obviously it's better for the league. I hate the Celtics, but no, it's no disrespect, man. At the end of the day, I think it's way better for the league for Tatum to be back. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to that recovery, and then I think he gets praise. Hey, we're making some great medical advances with this Achilles stuff. Now, obviously, we just gotta find ways to not trigger him so much from happening, but. I think this might be a good sign. So hopefully there are no setbacks for that. Last but not least, I kind of want to get your mid-season feels. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have some mid-season awards. Obviously, we're gearing up for the second part of the season starting Thursday. So I'm gonna name some things, some categories, and you give me an answer, sir. So are you ready?
Go ahead.
All right, man. So far, who is your rookie of the year this mid-season?
I know their team ain't too good, but I'm still gonna roll with Cooper Flag. I think Cooper's been balling. I know he's out. I know he's been hurt, but I think up until the injury, I think Cooper Flag has been balling. He's been doing his thing. He's the man now. That's his team. I know Con Knipple's been balling too, and he's right there behind them. But I'm gonna go with Cooper Flag. He's averaging 20.4 points a game. You know what I'm saying? Like I think 6.5 rebounds or something like that. So my man's out there doing his thing, man. And once they build around him, I think Dallas will be fine.
I'm not mad at that answer. I'll probably say Con Knipple, but I think either way, I think it's great. Next up, who's been your most surprising team up to this point?
The Clippers. I'd say the Clippers. I didn't think they was gonna be good this year.
Yeah.
I didn't think Kawhi was gonna do what he thought that he's gonna be in and out of the line, which he kind of was. But he's been playing a lot more games than usual. I did not think the Clippers were gonna be that good. I thought they was gonna be one of the worst teams in the NBA, and they've been better than what I thought.
Yeah, I would honestly say there's two. I would say it's the Charlotte Hornets. I think they played really good, especially the last January going into February. I'm also say that the Detroit Pistons. I did not expect them to be this great. Like they look like old Detroit Pistons, monster, beast in the East type of situation. Like they looked really good. I expect them to be like top three, but not kind of running away with the East. And I get it. There's been a lot of injuries that's been coincided with that, but they've looked really good, and I think they've been surprising. All right, next up, who's been the most disappointing team so far in the season?
That's a good question. I don't know, because maybe Atlanta.
Oh yeah, I think it's two teams in that Southeast division. I think Atlanta and the Orlando Magic.
Yeah,
you sent out four first round picks for Desmond Bain. Pablo Banchero has not looked like the Pablo Banchero we've been expecting. It seemed like he's taking a decline. And then the Hawks, man, like you traded away Trey, and was that the right move? Like, you know what I mean? You signed Kristaps, but you traded him. Obviously, you do have a lot of availability as far as like with cap space and picks and stuff like that. You have some young talent with Jalen Johnson, who's just in the All-Star game, and Dyson Daniels and stuff like that, and Kill Alexander. But they've been disappointed ever since that Trae Young trade. They've looked terrible. They look terrible. I think the head coach there needs to be worried about his job, and Vaughn too. And with the Orlando Magic, I think those have been the two most disappointing teams for me. Next up, who do you think will have a breakout second half to the season?
Team wise,
yeah.
Mm, this is difficult. I guess I'll roll with Houston.
In Houston,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll roll with Houston. I think they'll have a better second half.
I'm gonna go with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think the Minnesota
I
Timberwolves.
was
I could
thinking
see
about that too.
making a big leap. I think with Anthony Edwards coming off a great All Star weekend. I think with them getting Michael Conley back, I like that team. Obviously they did try to get Giannis and John Morant, but I think Anthony Edwards is gonna take another leap, man. I think he can make some noise. So I'm gonna go out with him. I will also say the Charlotte Hornets. I think the Charlotte Hornets can make another stride and another leap within their program too. So not saying they're gonna be NBA title contenders, but I think they might have a shot getting out of the. I don't know. I think I could see them maybe getting a push and maybe trying to get out of that playing. So we'll see what's up. And then last but not least, who do you have as your MVP so far in the season?
I'm gonna roll with Cade Cunningham, man. That team is number one in the East right now at 40-13. Cade Cunningham has been playing really good. 25 points per game, 5.6 rebounds. Like my man is doing his thing, man. We all know Cade Cunningham, what he represents, man. He's been getting better and better each year, and this year is no different, man. Dude is balling. So he's my MVP right now.
Yeah, I agree. Right now I would have Cade number one. I think the Shea injury kind of hurt him a little bit. I would go
Mhm.
with Victor number two. I would go
Yeah.
with Victor number two, Shea
Mhm.
number three, and then Nikola Jokic number four. I think that's how I kind of have it currently right now. And I think all those are still pretty close. I have Cade slightly higher than what Victor Wembanyama and Shea, but those guys can easily catch up, and Nikola Jokic can easily catch him too. So I think
Right.
we still have a long way to go before we can decide who's going to win
I
that race.
agree. I agree. All right. Uh, let's talk a little football. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Well, Dolphins have been cleaning house today. They
Mm-hmm.
released Bradley Chubbs, defensive lineman. He's been riddled with injuries in and out of the lineup these past few years. He was, he was getting better when he was with Denver, and then he came
Mm-hmm.
over to Dolphins. Had a couple. I think he had a couple good seasons, but then he had injured. He had a weird injury in 2024 that left him
Yeah.
out of the lineup. So it's been kind of weird. So they released him to relieve some of that cap space. Also, that what's his name? Westbrook, whatever his name is, wide receiver. They let him go. But the big one is Tyreek Hill. They've been saying that they was going to release him, especially after that horrible leg injury that he had, the dislocation, the ACL tear that he had. I knew they was going to release him. And I know everybody's speculating, oh, he's going to come back to the Chiefs. Personally, I don't think he comes back to the Chiefs. I don't think they want to go in that direction. I think they want
Mm-hmm.
someone younger. And plus, I don't know. Look, I don't know what Tyreek Hill's going to look like after an injury like that. You know what I'm saying? Look, he could be. I know Tyreek Hill he was faster than everybody else. So, diminished speed of Tyreek Hill is still faster than a lot of people in the
Mm-hmm.
league. So he's still going to be faster than a lot of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, he's a 32-year-old short wide receiver who coming off a bad injury.
Bad injury. That was a brutal knee injury. Dislocation. I think he tore every ligament in
Yeah,
his knee too. So
yeah. So I don't see Veach doing it unless he just takes a 1 year, 3 million, no, no guaranteed money, all
mm-hmm.
incentive base.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the only way. Patrick Mahomes is just like banging the table, bring Reek back. But
That could be a possibility. Like I not to cut you off. I just don't think it's the right time for the Chiefs to try to get back because even Patrick Mahomes is coming off the injury. We don't even know when he's going to be back. I wouldn't even rush him back. If like take as much time with Patrick Mahomes. Like he's your future. There's no need to rush it. I personally can't see Tyreek Hill getting a major deal. Like me personally, I think it has to be like a 1 year all incentive style deal. Like number one, is he even going to be rated? Obviously, we got to figure out if he's even going to be because when did he get hurt? He got hurt in what, October?
something like that.
So with that knee injury, we're assuming he may be able to come back by like what, week 4. I would assume he'll be put on the PUP list and miss like the first like 4 to 6 weeks. So we're probably looking at what, maybe week 8, maybe, you know what I mean, that you see him, and then we got to see the explosion of him. Like, how does he look coming off of that bad knee? Obviously, you know, he had a lot of stuff going on off the field in Miami. You know what I mean? We got to see if he can just stay clean and stuff like that. Like I like personally, if I had to pick my top 3 teams that I could see potentially swing for him, I think the Buffalo Bills need to go ahead and take a swing for him. I think the Baltimore Ravens need to go ahead and take a swing for him. I think the Texans need to try to maybe take a swing for him. The Chargers, I wouldn't mind them taking a swing for him.
I would say the 49ers.
The 49ers take a swing. The New York Giants take a swing. You know what I mean? The Atlanta Falcons take a swing. You know what I mean? Depending on how you feel about that situation. The Indianapolis Colts take a swing. You know what I mean? Depending on your quarterback situation over there. If the Minnesota Vikings lose Joe Addison, take a swing. You know what I mean? If the Cowboys decide not to pay George Pickens, Cowboys take a swing. You know what I mean? I think there are avenues for Tyreek Hill. I can
see your Raiders taking a low risk, high reward.
Yeah, like if he's not, I think in a situation like that, it just depends on how comfortable they feel. It depends on how Tyreek Hill responds to us being a growing team. I think Max Crosby would love that. I think that would kind of help him be a little bit more comfortable, I think, with staying. Look, I think with the talent, I think with the price, I think it could be a match made in heaven, because I don't think he's going to cost that much. I think he'll definitely be an incentive base. I could see, I don't know the number, but I don't see him getting more than 10 million, 10, maybe 15 million on all incentive base, maybe have like 7 million of it guaranteed or something like that. He's not getting no like $20-30 million contract. That's not happening, especially coming off this injury. So like at the end of the day, like if he could come back being 80 to 90% of what Tyreek Hill used to be before the injury, then off that price, hell yeah, I'll take Tyreek Hill. I think a lot of teams would take Tyreek Hill. The Bears, look at him. You know what I mean? Like, I just think if the Bills and the Ravens aren't the first ones calling about Tyreek Hill, obviously taking the temperature, seeing how he is recovering wise and stuff like that, I think they're doing a disservice. And it's just like, all right, Bean, like, what's the whole point? Like, you're the president now. Make these calls. You blame the head coach. This is a prime example of you having an opportunity to get a receiver of that magnitude at real low price. I don't see how you don't take a look at that. That's just me.
Yeah. Like I said, I think he'll get calls. He's got a good agent. He's got Drew Rosenhaus in his corner. So
like he's gonna get picked up. He's just too talented not to get picked up. But it's gonna be curious to see what they ask for, like the contract and stuff like that. I said I just don't think that a lot of teams will have an appetite to pay him big money, like especially coming off that knee injury. They'll have to see
the knee injury and then a lot of the stuff that comes with Tyreek Hill. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and he's 32 years old. He's 32 years old too.
I mean, he's not committing no crimes or anything like that, but he's
he's teetering on that. He's teetering a little bit.
Activities.
He's teetering a little bit. Like, look, all these are alleged, so I don't know, but just some reports, man.
Yeah.
But what do you think about Bradley Chubb? Like, what
now? If my Chiefs wanted to take a flyer or anybody on the defensive line, Bradley Chubbs, I'll be fine with that. A 1 year, $5 million deal, maybe 7. Not all incentive base. Hell yeah, I'll take a flyer.
Yeah, like 8.5 sacks, 9 sacks last year or something like that.
I don't know how many sacks he had, but let's see. But yeah, I would take that over Tyreek Hill, because that's more my main thing is fix his defensive line, bro.
Yeah, I would honestly rather have like, hell, if you can get both for cheap, then fuck it. Like, you know what I mean?
True.
Like, you know what I mean? If you can get both for cheap, then you know what I mean? I would do it. Like, I don't think both of them are going to cost a lot of money. You know what I mean?
No.
That just obviously depends. I think both of them will have a market. I think both of them will be inquired a lot by, I would say at least by 5 to 10 teams, I would assume.
Detroit's going to jump all over Bradley Chubbs.
Yeah, absolutely.
He had 8.5 sacks last year.
Yeah, so I think a lot of teams will, especially if I think the big domino is Max Crosby. I think everybody's waiting on Max Crosby. You even starting to hear little rumors about maybe Myles Garrett. So, like, until those two are decided whether they're going to stay or go, I think those guys aren't going to get touched. But if those guys both decide to stay at their representative teams, then I think Bradley Chubb could be the next big he could honestly get lucked into a nice check because of just the amount of teams that would be acquiring his services. You know what I mean? Like a lot of teams could, the Bills, the Lions, your Chiefs, my team, the Tampa Bay Bucks, the Carolina Panthers. Can't sleep on the Eagles. The Eagles always try. The Baltimore Ravens. You know what I mean? The Seattle, depending on what Seattle got going on, maybe Seattle, maybe they might lose a couple of their players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings. You know what I mean? The Washington Commanders. I think they need a lot of help on that defense.
That would be another place I could see.
So you know what I mean? I think there's no shortage of, and I think Tyreek Hill with the Commanders too. I think you could look at that too. You know what I mean? Depending on what on that situation with Debo.
If Tyreek Hill is 90% back with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, just Tyreek Hill. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the Tyreek Hill Instagram post of him running routes and looking good probably by March, April, around that time.
He's already lifting and doing leg stuff. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we'll get that video probably a little bit after free agency when it's still a little quiet on him and stuff like that. He needs to show that he can still have that type flight speed and he's moving around pretty good. And once he posts that video, I think he's going to be on the team. We just, obviously I think it just all comes down to price. But like my question to you is, who else could you potentially see the Dolphins get rid of? Could potentially see them maybe consider trading Jalen Waddle, maybe Devon Achane, maybe look at that, try to get more draft assets, with those two young guys.
I think the big one will be Mika Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I think Mika would fit on a lot of teams, but.
Yeah. I think Mika Fitzpatrick, he's still playing at a high level. I still don't understand why the Steelers did what they did. But anyway, I think for Mika Fitzpatrick is still one of the top free safeties in this league. And I think he's another one that can get moved.
I personally think everybody's fair game in Miami. I think they're trying to clean everything out.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got Tua. Like I think that's probably going to be the hardest one to try to get rid of. Is based on that contract and just I don't think anybody's going to want to take that because like how much would it cost them to cut him? Like how much would that cap hit be?
It's like 100-something million.
100-something million. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough, bro. That's tough. Yeah.
Tua's contract. Let's look it up.
Because I could easily see them potentially. I think Devon Achane. I think they would like to keep him, but if somebody's willing to, like, if they think they're like one piece away from like a championship and they need a running back, I think Devon Achane could be there. I think Jalen Waddle. I think the Bills were trying to trade for Jalen Waddle before the trade deadline. So I think he could easily be a trade asset going into the draft. I think all those guys could, honestly.
Yeah, well, no. Okay, the cap hit if they would have cut him is $56 million. That's still a lot of money.
Still a lot of money. But they might just say just to get away from him, they might say bump it. You know what I mean? They ain't winning nothing next year.
Damn.
Because who's going to take that? Who's going to take on Tua? Like I heard some rumors of. I know somebody threw out the Rams out there, but I don't know, man. I would rather take my chances on Ty Simpson than Tua. Well, just because he could be like kind of like the stepping stone from when Matthew Stafford retired. But I'm like, in that case, I'd rather take my chances with Ty Simpson with Alabama. I'd rather take my chances with him or fucking Chambers. Like that's what I'd rather do.
Look, man, I think Miami need to just count their losses, bro.
That's what I think. I'm like, I know they want to hear it, but.
Play to do one more year and then get out of his contract next year. And you got the draft for 2027 with all those good quarterbacks. Now,
yeah, you ain't gonna win no games with Tua.
Now, honestly, you know what I'm saying? We always do this where we project how draft classes and they always don't go this way. True. There's going to be some quarterbacks that's going to drop off.
For sure.
We might be looking at 2027 a lot differently than because we was thinking about it this year.
We thought it was going to be big this year. And honestly, like it could be a really good, we don't know. It could be a bad draft. It could be a really good draft. Like Ty Simpson might be that guy that just turns into like the next, like,
well, a lot of people think because of the injury. They said once he got hurt, that's why he started playing.
Yeah, and then obviously people have high regards for Fernando Mendoza. Yeah. Like, maybe those guys, Cade Klubnik and all those guys, they just like maybe Clemson is just that bad where and Dabo
Sweeney just ball out.
Yeah, just maybe they just might ball out. You know what I mean? They still have the opportunity to do that. So it's still a possibility. Yeah, we don't know. We never know.
We really don't. We don't know. We be projecting off what we see because we don't know because it's weird in college. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. different. It's different. And then when they translate to the league, it might just translate better in
Mhm.
the league. You know what I'm saying? So, but still, I would ride it out with Tua. I would just count your losses for one more year, whatever. Get you a good backup. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you get a good, I don't know, maybe when the Raiders release Geno Smith, you go get Geno Smith to be your backup, whatever.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? To really ensure you get that top pick for next year, and then you get Arch Manning or Lenore Sellers or whoever's the top quarterback, come Dante Moore. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those guys. So,
So let
um,
me ask you. Obviously, the Miami Dolphins are tanking before the season even gets started. Speaking of tanking, like obviously with how high regard this draft is, because I'm hearing that the next draft is like terrible from what people are well, not really. It should be really good the following year too. Anyways, who do you think will be the next team that you could see potentially being like, all right, let's just get off all these contracts before we get into draft season?
um, a team that I feel like does not, they know they're not winning anything.
The
Um,
Browns should do it if they were smart.
it's
Like
probably
they
probably
build
should be.
around Shador, give him unless if it's like, all right, well, let's just see what Shador has. If we don't like what we see
I
next
think
year, then
that's
we
what it
can just
is. I think that Cleveland is one of those teams. All right, let's see what happens before the trade deadline. All right, we suck. All right, let's trade some people.
let's trade everybody.
Let's trade. Let's try to get some
Yeah.
market value for somebody.
Like I think the Jets should strongly consider trading Garrett Wilson, man. Like free him,
Yeah,
please. Like get him to a situation you can easily probably get a first round pick for Garrett Wilson,
of
and
course.
and get him into a situation like I know you want I know it'd be kind of hard for them to do it, like trade him to the Buffalo Bills or something like that or whatever. But if they're willing to give you a first round pick, you're not winning anything for the next 3 years anyway. And then by the time you become relevant, Josh Allen will be old, you know what I'm saying? Especially the
Hmm.
way his body's kind of like treating him the last couple of years. So
Right.
I think that's the situation. I think they should do it. I think the Lions are fine, even though I think they should strongly consider who their future quarterback is going to be. I think that's a conversation that will happen soon.
I think that's the 2027 draft.
Um, Cardinals, they're already terrible, so I don't even know who they even have left.
I mean, they got young pieces to build
Yeah,
around.
but I'm not
They
lying.
need a
I'm just talking.
quarterback.
The
They need a
Saints, the
quarterback.
Saints for sure need to come on, man, get rid of those. I know Cam Jordan probably ain't gonna be there next year. You need to figure out what you're gonna do with Alvin Kamara. Like, you need to get out a lot of those contracts. Who else? Mm,
Uh,
if I'm the Colts, I consider it, man. Daniel Jones coming off an Achilles, like Anthony Richardson. Do you really gonna have faith in Anthony Richardson? I don't see Daniel Jones playing at all next year. I can't see that. So you're pretty much putting your faith in Anthony Richardson. Are you sure about that? And then you traded away 2 first round picks for Sauce Gardner. Like, I would try to recoup as much assets back as much as I could, man. I think that's another team that should strongly consider it. So I don't think they're going to
Cincinnati.
next year. Cincinnati, they're always going to have hope with Joe Burrow and Tyreek Hill, and I think they should strongly consider trading T. Higgins. Try to definitely get a first round pick for him, for sure. I think you easily get a first round pick for him, maybe even a little bit more.
I actually think his price tag will be less.
You think T. Higgins will be less? Why?
I think you'll get a second for him.
A second? Why
I
not a
don't.
first? You don't
I
think
don't
people
think.
don't have to see that potential for him?
I don't. I don't think they have a first round value. I think the year prior, when they had a chance to, there was a time where he could have been a first round pick.
Well, what changed though? I thought he looked amazing last year. He didn't have a
The
down
problem,
year last year. He had
problem
some
with T,
injuries, but
that's the problem with T Higgins though. He's in and out of the lineup.
I feel it.
And so I'm not saying that he's not a. I think he's a number one. Let me get that out of the way. I'm just saying.
Yo, look, if you can get T. Higgins for a second, I think the Raiders should call right now.
Because
That's just me.
he had
That's just me.
846 yards. I know Bush's name wasn't in the game. He had 11 touchdowns last year, so that's
If
not
I'm the
bad.
Bills, if I'm whoever, and you're trying to tell me I could get T. Higgins for a second round pick, I'm calling that phone ASAP.
That's why I never understood why. Like, I get it, Joe wanted both of his weapons, but man, you get Jamar Chase, you can get you another wide receiver that does what T Higgins.
Yeah, fix that defense. Yeah.
it's more valuable to get somebody on the other side of Trey Hendrickson or get you a corner that can at least lock
Well, I
one
think
side
they
of the
did that
field
because
down.
they must have had a fear that he could have asked for a trade if that didn't happen. Like we're hearing rumors about Joe Burrow and potentially trades. Like that's not coming from nowhere. Like you know what I'm
Which
saying?
is stupid because it's like, bro, you a GM. You
I don't know.
gotta tell them.
I
You
could see
gotta.
Joe. I could see Joe. I could see Joe asking for a trade. He looks like the type that's be like, fuck it, get me out of
You gonna
here.
trade because you losing T Higgins? Like, bro, come on, man.
No, I'm
You
just
you
thinking. I
want to
think he's
win
tired
or
of.
do you want to score 50 points a game?
I feel you. I feel you. I'm not saying he's not at fault for doing that. That to me, that's like saying LeBron James is not at fault for the trade for the Russell Westbrook trade. Like, nah, you asked for it, you got it, you got to own up to it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that if he has another year where he gets beat up again, like number one, we already have questions about Joe Burrow and his health. Like, we don't know if this man can even play 16 games at this point, 17 games. So if they don't fix the D line, if they don't fix the cornerback situation, if they don't fix that offensive line, like Joe Burrow gonna get killed again. Unfortunately, like he's gonna get hurt again. Like we've seen the same story the last 4 years, ever since that Super Bowl run. Like it's been the same story. Like they start off slow, they finally get rhythm. Joe Burrow gets hurt, he's out for an extended amount of time, and then they try to find their way back into trying to make a late push in the second half of the season, but it's a little bit too late. It's been the same story repetitively, and they choose to stick to the same story. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that makes Chiefs fans hella happy because I know y'all despise that goddamn team.
Yeah, whatever. That's on them. All right, man. Let's talk a little boxing, man.
Yeah.
Of course, we got the big fight this weekend with
Ryan Garcia
and Mario Barros. What are your overall? We don't have to do predictions right now, but what are your overall thoughts going into this fight?
The overall thoughts is this is Ryan Garcia's career.
Mm-hmm.
The balance of his career is hanging off of this fight. Like either he wins in a great fashion and he gets the Devin Haney rematch that I'm sure both would want, or he loses by a knockout or being on doing dumb shit in the ring, and then there's no point of having another big time Ryan Garcia fight. Like I don't think he'll ever headline a main card ever again. That's just how I kind of feel. He'd be out of sight, out of mind, because there's a lot of young talent that's coming up that I think he's kind of already been overseeded by a lot of these young boxers that are coming up, and he's been already kind of out of sight, out of mind, especially with that little phase where he was just saying some of the weirdest shit, around the Devin Haney time and stuff like that. Like I think a lot of people were turned off by that because Ryan Garcia before that was known as this exciting fighter with fast hands, a good looking dude who had a cool personality that people would vibe to. You know what I'm saying? Then he turned into this drug addict, spewing racist hate, saying the most wild shit and doing dumb shit. And then you lose, then you got caught with, PEDs or whatever the case may be. You got caught with that shit. So, I don't know. He has a perception problem, which, like, don't get me wrong. I've personally met Ryan Garcia. I had a 10-minute conversation with him before, and he seemed like the nicest guy in the world. Talking about Jesus, he's all about faith. He seemed like a good guy. So I obviously it's kind of hard to read a person off of just having a 10-minute conversation, but that's just kind of the vibes I got. I was pretty disappointed with some of his actions that he did do, when he was having those troubling times in his, those last couple years. Now, it does seem like he's gotten away from that and he has to fix that perception. But that last fight that he had with Rolly was a bad look. It didn't look good. So this is a big fight. Barrios coming off of what happened to him. So we need to see something from Ryan, man. We need one of those knockouts and has he learned from just being a one type of puncher? Like he's known for that speed left hook that can knock people out. It's a beautiful left hook, but that's all he really does. Like, does he have the same tendencies? Does he have the same predictability that he has been with being the boxer that he is? Like, you can have all the speed in the world, but if all you can do is throw one punch, and that's all you can do. Like, you can't have no combination aspects. You can't have some unpredictability to your game. you're gonna get caught, especially in this sport. So let's see if he's grown from that. And I'm excited to see what he's been doing this last year. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens, man.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said, man. Ryan, he's gonna have to have a great showing for him to get another big money fight. If he doesn't, if he loses or he looks terrible in this fight, um, it's it. It's all she wrote. You know what I'm saying? Not to say he won't get any fights, but he won't get no big money fights. He'll be the first fight on the card.
Or third. I ain't gonna put that bad, but he'll
Mm,
be like the third one, maybe the second, depending on who it is. But
yeah,
you can
so
kiss that Devin Haney fight. Like Devin Haney might still fight him just to get the lick back. Like he might still do it, but again,
it's
like
not
what
worth
would be the purpose of that though? You look horrendous. You know what I mean? So it would be no money in for him. Like he would lose a lot of big time fights that could potentially be coming up. Later this year. Like we could get a big super fight with him and Devin Haney this summer or in this fall. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Also, we've been hearing that it's getting close to the Virgil Ortiz Boots fight. It's supposed to be happening sometime in April. Said the date is April 25th. Um, what are your overall thoughts on that fight? Are you excited for that fight? Do you think it's the best fight right now going forward?
There's a lot of great fights. Yeah, it's definitely one of my top 3 fights that I'm looking forward to. Now, look, I'm not gonna get too excited right now. I know we kind of talked about this a little bit last week, but look, I'm gonna get excited until I actually see Sign Still Deliver and them two in the press conference talking. Like it's getting to that point where I gotta kind of see them face to face, the backdrop, all the hype, the big build up press conference. I need all that before me to believe that this fight is gonna happen. Now, reports are saying that we're getting pretty close. Obviously, there were kind of rumors saying that we could potentially get the official confirmation this past weekend. Obviously, we didn't get that. Maybe they're all busy, kicking it with their girls and their wives, for Valentine's Day, so they didn't really have the opportunity to seal the deal. But hopefully, maybe sometime this week we can actually get the official word. Because if they're gonna hold the fight in April, you're gonna have to do a press conference run because that's how big the fight is. So they're gonna have to announce this fight pretty damn soon. So with training camp and all that, like building up this fight, like they're gonna have to. I think the latest they can sign is by the end of next week, if we're really gonna get that fight in April. So we should know here soon.
For sure, for sure. What are your overall thoughts? Did you? I don't know. Did you catch? Or Errol Spence Jr. He's supposed to be fighting Tim Zoo in June. What are your
Mhm.
overall thoughts of the return of Errol Spence Jr.?
Super excited, man. I was getting a little worried that we would never see Spence come back from that Terrence Crawford fight. Obviously, it's been a couple years since that instance and seeing what he did. But I'm truly excited. I'm really anticipating this fight. Because I truly want to see what Errol Spence we're gonna get. Like, what has he been doing this last year? Has he been getting his mentals right? Is he gonna still have the same corner guy?
He's done.
Who's his corner man? Who's his corner man?
I don't know right now. I know
Yeah.
he's out there training with some other dude in Philly, but he's now no longer with Derek James.
Okay, so I'm gonna be curious to see what we get, post the Derek James era. You know what I mean, between him and him. Now, obviously, they both had a lot of success before the Terrence Crawford fight, but I'm gonna be very curious to see, especially like the build up, like him talking, like what I want to hear, like what his mentals have been ever since the Terrence Crawford fight, like what battles had he had to go through, where is he at now mentally, where is he at spiritually, boxing wise. Like, are there some new tricks to the trade that he's learned, being a part of some new camps and stuff like that? Like what are we gonna see? Like, is he gonna be a shell of himself? Is he still gonna be the Errol Spence that we know, where he's still gonna not be scared to get in the heat of the moment of certain spots in the fight? Or did Terrence Crawford beat the fight out of him? Like, obviously not, because he's still willing to get into the ring, but to what extent though? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm gonna be rooting for Errol Spence like heavily. Like, I'm gonna be truly invested into Errol Spence's comeback because I want to see him succeed. I think he's an all-time great fighter. So I'm gonna be rooting for him. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, me too. I want to see what his, like you said, his mentals look like, and I think this is a good tune-up fight for him to fight the Tim Zoo, who's kind of, he's kind of on the down tick himself.
Oh
So if he can't,
yeah.
if
Yeah.
he can't beat, which is kind of crazy because I felt like the first fight with Tim Zoo, it all went crashing down after that first fight with Fedora. Like he was beating Fedor like pretty easily, and then Fedor hit him, accidentally hit him with his elbow, and he was bleeding at his head, and it kind of just changed the fight. And then ever since then, he's just been on a down tick. I don't know if he just mentally couldn't come back from that, but it's been on the down tick for Tim Zoo. So if Errol Spence can't beat Tim Zoo, then it's all she wrote. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he'll fight again, but this is a good tune-up fight for him to get him primed for some of the bigger fights at that 154 weight class. I know Jamel Charlo, he had like a sit-down interview talking about Errol Spence. He said he would be willing to do it. He wanted to fight him in Dallas, because Jamel Charlo's from Houston, so that would be a fight I would be interested in seeing. And there's a litany of other fighters that he could fight. Him Boots, him Virgil Ortiz. Um, Fedora. If Keith Thurman beats Fedora, him and Keith Thurman. So there are some other fighters in there that he can fight. That 154 is like a really good spot for a lot of good fights right there. So
been a lot of stagnant boxers though, and around there, but
yeah,
it's a lot of great fighters still involved. If they,
but I think this year they're all fighting, so that's a good thing.
For sure, for sure.
So, that's pretty much it for boxing news. I know they did the Tyson Fury. I'm sorry, I don't know the other guy's name, but he's doing his fight. I think that's in March.
Oh, what do you think about Canelo?
Oh, calling out Terence Crawford.
Yeah, still wanting to get that Terence Crawford fight.
Man, it's over, man. You got whooped. It wasn't like it'd be different if it was close and then Crawford pulled it out like at the last 3 rounds or something like that. Then I'd be like, all right, Canelo, you got a little, I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch. We don't want to see that no more, player.
Look, I'll say this. We all know what the story will look like. We know Terence Crawford will still win the fight. But I think people will still be intrigued. Now, my question is, I don't think Terence Crawford really has the appetite for it because I think he just knows what's up. Am I mad at Canelo for wanting to get back with how embarrassing he looked on one of the biggest stages in boxing history? Absolutely. Like, Canelo is at a point in his career where I think he's established himself being like this. I don't know. Like, what's your overall... I really want to ask you, what's your overall consistency on Canelo's career? Like, how do you think he's viewed? Do you think he's viewed as one of the consistent, like, greatest of all time? Like, or do you think he still has, some, I don't know.
I think tarnish to it? No, I don't think nothing about him has been tarnished. Let's just get that out the way.
Okay. It's just a question.
I'm just saying, from I would say from 147 all the way up to he's fought to 168. I think he's been in this generation. I think he's been one of the standards for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think that. But right now in his career, I just think he's on the down tick of his career.
Yeah,
he's not as fast as he used to be, and there's a reason why he's chosen the fighters that he's chosen to fight. He likes guys. This is not me spreading propaganda on Canelo. He said this himself in interviews. He don't like guys who move around. He just doesn't because he can't cut the ring off good enough to get to those guys. He likes guys who can stand right in front of him, who could trade shots. And that's why he's always chose the fighters that he's chosen.
Yeah.
And look, kudos to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he's not a great fighter. I've never been a huge Canelo Alvarez fan. Because when he first came into the game, I thought he was a very good fighter, but I never thought that there was like, when he first came into the game, I was like, he's really good, fundamentally sound, all that stuff, but there's nothing to him. Like, he doesn't have like a crazy right hook or a uppercut or this, that. Like, it was always just, just straight up good boxing. Now, did I think he learned from Floyd Mayweather? Yeah, I think he got better from Floyd, but it's just like, I've never been a huge Canelo Alvarez fan. But do I think like he's a Hall of Famer and do I think he's one of the greatest in his generation? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But as far as him and I personally, like, if you want to fight, me personally, I don't want to see that fight again.
I didn't know. Look, I'm not saying I would want to see that fight. I just saying I could see how people could talk themselves into like, maybe give Canelo, maybe he got hurt, whatever the case may be, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, I could see people talking themselves into it. Now, me personally, I know what the fight's gonna be. Would I still watch it? Absolutely, because I enjoy watching Canelo getting his butt whooped. That's just me. But especially by one of my favorite fighters of all time, in Terrence Crawford, I would love that, especially to see Terrence Crawford in the ring again. Like, again, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Terrence Crawford is fully retired. I don't expect him to come back at all. I don't think he has the appetite for it no more. Like, unless if Turkey's willing to throw him $100 million. I think Terrence Crawford would have to be the A fighter. He would have to get paid the most money. He would have to probably get paid more than what Canelo got to get talked to out of the get out of it. But he's even stated in past interviews that if you're fighting for the money and stuff like that, then it's just like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, he's even stated it. I don't think he's gonna do it.
Yeah, you can't be doing what you did to Channing Crowder on the pivot and telling me that says a lot about your character if you sell out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, am I mad for Canelo trying to egg Terrence Crawford into a fight? Nah, like, I get it. Like, on that big of a stage and that embarrassment on what happened where you had a man jump up two weight classes that you're supposed to be dominant in and embarrass you in that kind of fashion and leaving that kind of stain, that's still a stain on your resume. No matter, honestly, I don't think it's a change. I don't think it's a change in it.
Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think he would win the fight. I think he'd have a better chance fighting David Benavidez. Because at least Benavidez is a stationary target that sits right in front of him.
That's true. But he would. But if that's the case, why don't he take that? That's the big fight he needs to take. Is David Benavidez?
That's what I'm saying.
The big fight he needs to take. Don't worry about Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is done. It's over. Like, that was a great.
If I was in Canelo's corner, I'd be like, dog, listen, your best bet is to fight David Benavidez. Yeah. Now he might be like, well, he's about to fight cruiserweight, dude. He ain't gonna come back. Yes, he will. He will come back. He will come down. He would come back down to 175 for you
in a heartbeat.
At 175, he would fight you.
In a heartbeat. The moment he'd be like, "Oh, Canelo interested? Oh yeah." He might even cancel the fight he got now. Be like, "Nah, fuck that. We can bump that to a later date. Give me that now."
He would do that. A question about David Benavidez.
What?
Do you think they trying to set him up to go to heavyweight at 215?
I think so. I think because the heavyweight division is in a terrible spot right now.
And fight Usyk.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, personally, I just think the heavyweight division is kind of like in a weird, terrible spot right now. Like, yeah, you got Usyk. You're begging Tyson Fury to come back. Like, you're still holding out hope for fucking Deontay Wilder. Like who else is there? Like, a lot. Like, you had the Bacoli. You had him for a little bit, but then he kind of like fell off because you kind of burnt him out by putting him in too many fights too soon. So you kind of ruined that aspect of it. Like, so
I do like that one kid that just won last night. The other night, the African dude, he beat the hell out of Charles Martin.
That's gonna take time to build up,
maybe he takes a tune-up.
Who?
Benavidez. He takes a tune-up at heavyweight, not a tune-up, but like a kind of a him versus Jared Anderson type fight. Because Anderson is about the same size, about 215, 220. So maybe you set that up.
See that though? No one wants to see Jared Anderson no more, dog. No one wants to see Jared Anderson.
I kind of want to see Jared Anderson now.
I don't. I have no appetite to see
over
Jared
there training with boots now.
Oh, he is. Yeah, maybe the new Jared Anderson. Maybe we might see a new Jared Anderson, but the ones I've seen the last 2 years, like, I have no appetite in that.
But I think it would be interesting to see the fight only because Benavidez is moving up to heavyweight. At the end of the day, say what you want about Jared Anderson. He's still moving up to heavyweight.
Nah, I get you.
Natural heavyweight. Or maybe even like the Richard Torres kid or that Moses dude that everybody's hyping up. Maybe he fights one of those dudes.
I think Richard Torres and David Benavidez will be a hell of a fight.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be a hell of a fight. If you want action-packed shit, that would be fucking fire. I think that's a pay-per-view fight, me personally.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you. Like, I just think that David Benavidez is a big name that I think the heavyweight division needs, because I just think they don't have that right now. Especially, like, the only person you have with any kind of lore is Usyk, me personally. Mm-hmm. And then I think you still have Tyson Fury. Like, Anthony Joshua is coming off of Jake Paul fight. Like, Deontay Wilder, I love Deontay, but like, I just like, he is who he is, dog. Like, he is who he is, man. You know what I mean? Like it's cool. Like he still.
It will be interesting from only the standpoint of if Benavidez get hit with that punch.
Like I could see them. I could potentially see a David Benavidez Deontay Wilder fight. I could see that. And then I low key can see that being the tune-up fight because I don't think David Benavidez is taking anything less big names at this particular point in his career, and he obviously is not in fear of taking big time risks like this cruiserweight, this big time cruiserweight fight, the championship fight that he's about to take. That guy ain't nothing to sniff at.
Oh, like, Zito is the best.
He's nothing to sniff at, bro. So let's say David Benavidez dominates him. Okay, bring on Deontay Wilder. You think you still got it? Let's go. Yeah, I could absolutely see him moving up to heavyweight next because I think he has a body style for that. I think it's clear cut because, and I think if he goes to heavyweight, then I think the Canelo fight is officially done because I can't potentially see him going all the way back down for that, especially if he's starting to get into that world, because then you're opening up mega fights of Deontay Wilder. You open up mega fights of maybe Tyson Fury, depending on how long he wants to say. And then obviously the big fight is Usyk. You know what I'm saying? So
they want Usyk because
they want Usyk,
6'2".
Because at the end of the day, David Benavidez is on the hip of Turk. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these fighters on the hip of Turk. And look, Turk he's a smart motherfucker, bro. Like I know what he's trying to plan to do. Like I wasn't gonna say it, but you said it. Like I see the writing on the wall. Like he's trying to get the heavyweight. I think that cruiserweight fight is gonna tell us a lot. If he goes out there and he wins in great fashion and he wins that belt, heavyweight's next, bro. Heavyweight's next. And I think we're gonna start hearing rumors of, depending on how Tyson Fury and Wilder look in their next fights coming up, they're gonna decide who I think David Benavidez fights one of those two. I think
it would be Wilder before Fury. I think Fury's a little bit too. Even though Wilder's taller, I think Fury would come in like 270 on the. That's
why I'm saying I think Wilder is the tune-up fight because I think David Benavidez will have no disrespect, but I think David Benavidez will have an easier time with Deontay Wilder because I think Deontay Wilder is way too predictable in what he does, and I think he tires himself out way too fast. So that's just who he is. Like, yeah, if he doesn't knock you out within them first 2, maybe 3 rounds, Deontay Wilder ain't got nothing left for you, bro. Like I know we've seen some fights where he did the little like Euro step shit, but like he ain't got that no more, dog. He ain't got that no more. So yeah, start off with Deontay Wilder, then you pick whether because then you know what's gonna happen. He's gonna probably fight the winner of Tyson Fury Usyk rematch. That's what's gonna happen because I think that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do Tyson Fury versus Usyk. That's gonna happen. We know that's going to happen. They're going to do that shit at Wembley, whatever the case may be. And then whoever wins that fight, if David Benavidez wins the cruiserweight, then beats Wilder next summer, we're going to get the big matchup of David Benavidez versus whoever wins that fight, which I think it will be Usyk. So we're going to get David Benavidez versus Usyk. And for the love of God, do not put that shit in Dubai. Turk, I love you, brother, but do not put that fight in Dubai. No one wants to see fights in Dubai no more. Them arenas, them crowds be trash, bro. No one wants to see that. Y'all got enough money where y'all can fly anywhere in the world. Y'all can come to Vegas. Y'all can go to Wembley. Y'all can go to LA, New York, like AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Give me anywhere but Dubai. I do not want to see another fight in Dubai. I'm sorry. I can't do it no more. Them atmospheres be terrible.
Know they are.
But I still love y'all.
Shout out to Turk, man.
Shout out to Turk, bro. Shout out to Turk.
All right, we're gonna do a quick commercial break. We'll be back.
Introduce yourself to Magnet, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. It's power-packed electrolytes and rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement, whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, use promo code Cris and Mal to get $5 off your purchase. So don't wait. Again, that promo code is Cris and Mal to get $5 off your purchase. Get Magnet, push your limits, fuel your passion.
All right, before we get into our next segment, I just wanted to run this by you because I just saw this mom. So Bill Barnwell, he's a writer for ESPN. He always does these like trade proposals that he think should happen or where free agents should go. So I'm gonna read some of them off to you. So the first one he has is the Jets get Kyler Murray for a 2026 6th-round pick, and the Cardinals get a 2026 4th-round pick.
I can see that. I can see that working. I ain't minding that.
Now this one affects your team.
Okay.
The Raiders get DJ Moore and a 2026 1st-round pick, and the Bears get Max Crosby and a 2027 5th-round pick.
Am I mad at that? Nah, I'm not mad. You get DJ Moore, who can be an elite wide receiver, who I know who has the potential to be who he is. Now, would he be the first wide receiver I would want to target? I would say no, because he has shown characteristics on him on the sideline that I wasn't really too fond of. But I guess I wouldn't be mad at it. But I would rather keep Max in that case, me personally.
Let me see. There's a few other ones up in here. Oh, this is the one. This is two of them. One of them is the Panthers get Michael Pittman Jr. and a 2026 7th-round pick for Xavier Leggett and a 2026 5th-round pick.
I would do that in a heartbeat. If I was the Panthers, I can't see the Colts doing that. Like, nah, I'd rather keep Michael Pittman. But if I'm the Panthers and that's offered, I'm taking that. I'm running with it. No offense to Xavier Leggett, but Michael Pittman's a way better receiver.
And then here's the Bills one. The Bills get Brian Thomas Jr. and a 2026 5th-round pick, and the Jaguars get Keon Coleman and a 2026 1st-round pick.
Why would the Jags? Like, I get the 1st-round pick because you're getting the 1st-round pick. I understand that, but why would you trade Brian Thomas Jr.? Brian Thomas Jr. is one of your best receivers.
There was rumblings that he was on the trading block.
Look, if Brian Thomas Jr. is out there and that is a possibility, if I'm the Bills, I'll do that. I'm doing that in a heartbeat. I think Josh Allen and Brian Thomas Jr. can be one of the best duos in the league. Me personally, yeah. If I'm the Jags, I feel like you just took a step backwards. I get you got Jacoby Myers and stuff like that, and there's a couple other guys that have been performing, but if you can't find a way to feature Brian Thomas Jr., it says a lot about you, especially some of the stuff you're trying to build up off of the Jags. Like, what's that saying to your fan base when you're trading one of your best receivers away after coming off that season? Like, that Jags organization needs to find consistency. And unless if you're trying to tell me you're going to trade him to try to get maybe a Mekhi Lemon or something like that or whatever, then maybe, you know what I mean? Or whatever the case. I don't think Mekhi will drop that far, depending. But, maybe, there have been some conversations about Carnell Tate maybe dropping, depending, because, a lot of people view him as just kind of like a deep threat. You know what I mean? He's been one of the few receivers I've heard dropping. I can't see Jordan Tyson dropping. So,
maybe that kid from Washington that everybody likes, Denzel Boston.
Maybe, but at that point, who's better, Brian Thomas Jr. or him? Like, I'm Brian Thomas Jr. is better. Like, make it work. Figure it out. Figure it out.
Another one is Mac Jones, 2027 3rd-round pick, and Mac Jones. And the 49ers get a 2026 2nd-round pick, a 2027 5th-round pick, conditional, and a 2028 3rd-round pick, conditional.
So where does Mac Jones go? Mac Jones going to the Niners?
He's going to the Vikings.
Oh, to the Vikings. If I'm the Vikings, I do that. I do that. Like, because you can't sit here and tell me that you can go another year with JJ McCarthy. You just can't. Like, he was horrendous. I get it. You don't want to quit on him with that being his first like full year. But injury, his injury history is a problem. He had injuries with Michigan, and he had injuries to start his NFL career. He needs some development, and right now, this is a team that is not in development mode. They're in win now mode. So you need to make that happen. If I'm the Vikings, I can't see JJ McCarthy being the starting quarterback this year. I just can't. You're gonna drive Justin Jefferson up a wall.
Yeah,
he
would definitely demand a trade.
He'll demand a trade because, like, honestly, he's setting up this offseason to the point where it's like, all right, like, bro, like, no, like, he didn't throw JJ McCarthy in the bus, but if you read between the lines, he threw the motherfucker.
He said if Sam Darnold was still the quarterback, we'd be right here.
Like, bro, like, I don't know what else he need to say, bro. Like,
couple more trades. He has the Broncos getting AJ Brown, a 2026 fifth round pick, for Riley Moss, and a 2026 second round pick, and a 2027 fifth round pick.
What position did Riley Moss play again?
Corner.
Corner.
He'd be the number 2 corner on the other side. So it'd be Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Riley Moss on the other side.
I'm not mad at that. You know, if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, obviously, you know, I think it'll be a breath of fresh air for AJ Brown. Now, does he want to play with Bo Nix? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't think that would be his first choice, but I get it. You know what I mean? Especially if they, you know, I think there's some avenues where they can find another receiver. I think it's tough to replace AJ Brown. I think AJ Brown is a top 5 wide receiver. He could potentially even be number 1, depending on certain aspects and how you feel. I think he has all the characteristics of being the best receiver in the league. He's shown that. So, like, that's a big hole to fill. You're putting a lot of faith in Devontae Smith, and, you know, you're gonna put a lot more pressure on Saquon Barkley and that running game and Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know if you want. Look, that's up to you. You know what I mean? If you have a capability, unless if it's like a situation where they sign Tyreek Hill and they just kind of hold out hope for some situation like that, or it's another move to set up another trade to get a wide receiver where you use a couple of those picks to get another receiver, then maybe. But I don't know. I think the conversation of trying to trade AJ Brown is just, I don't know, like, who you going to replace him with? I don't think Devontae Smith is a true number 1.
Yeah. And then you have Ravens trading a 2026 fourth round pick for Kayvon Thibodeau.
I'm not mad at it, but when are you going to address receiver? like, what are we doing? Like, I get it. Like, I think that defensive line could get used as some, but like, when are you going to address the receiver? When are you going to address the receiver issue? Like, that's been the number 1 issue with the Ravens and the Bills. Like, stop running away from it. Like, address it. Like, just address it. It's okay.
And then the last one is the Rams get Trent McDuffie in the 2026. They get Trent McDuffie for in the 2026 fifth round pick, and the Chiefs get their second first round pick.
I wouldn't be mad at that for both teams. You get your first round pick. I think there are some young cornerbacks, if you want to go that way, that could be decent. I think they have a lot of potential. I say I'm not mad because I know you guys have a tendency of not paying cornerbacks either. So if you can get a first round pick for Trent McDuffie, go ahead. I think the Rams are going to go all in. I think I could definitely see this trade happening.
Yeah,
I think this is probably one of the more probable trades.
I agree, especially since they put that tweet out and said, "Oh, they're going to go for a high profile pick corner this year." Like,
they said that about the Rams. The Rams.
They said the Rams. That's what I think. Phil Yates said that.
Yeah, I think the writing's on the wall with Trent McDuffie. I think.
Yeah, we'll see. We shall see.
How would you feel about it?
I would be indifferent, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you, because when you get premium players like that are young, man, you want to keep those guys. You know what I'm saying? Blue chipper type corners. They're hard to find.
He's got to be at least top 5 cornerbacks in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, especially in the slot. He's probably the best slot corner.
I have my doubts. I talk my shit, but he proved me wrong. He proved me wrong.
That's what I'm saying. He's definitely one of the top slot corners in this league. He can play on the outside too, but his bread and butter is in the slot. That's
for sure.
He's effective, really effective at. So I don't know if the Chiefs are willing to pay him because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, your bread and butter is, but I still would pay. I would pay Trent McDuffie because you just can't let go of good players like that.
How much is he asking for?
He's probably going to ask for wherever the market is at. So whatever Sauce and Derek Stingley Jr., that's going to be the
What they get like 20 something?
30 million a year.
Y'all wouldn't have that. Y'all would have to clear some books for that.
I think that's going to, I think the first order of business is going to be they're going to do whatever with Patrick Mahomes' contract. That's going to be the first order of business because
he's going to backload it
again.
Because
he's 76. They might rip it up and give him a new deal.
They free up some cap space.
Yeah, and then you can cut Juwan Taylor. That's going to save us like $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
We can cut Mike Dana. He's another one. Drew Tranquil. He can go because we already drafted his replacement last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would have to figure whatever they're gonna.
Justin Watson already off the books though, huh?
Yeah, he's a free agent. So,
okay.
They would have to see what they could do with Chris. Maybe I don't know if they do something with his contract. Maybe they front load some money and get his cap space down or whatever. But
what they doing with Pacheco? Is Pacheco still on the
free
team?
agent? Both our running backs are free. They are going to overhaul the running back room.
No, yeah, they need to. I'm curious to see who would go after Pacheco.
Well, my man Andy Reid was like, "Yeah, it's the running back's fault that the Dolphins couldn't get going." Like, damn, Andy, y'all chose him. So,
could you see a situation where they would ever trade Rasheed Rice?
Yes, I do. I really do. The fan base is already don't want him. Especially after the picture.
My question to you is, what percentage would you give it this year?
This year, about 30. I give it 30.
30.
Yeah, I give it 30. I could also just see them being like, we'll see what we got him in this year. Maybe we could use him as a trade value. Because if he goes out there and balls, gets like 1,200 some yards and 7, 8, 9 touchdowns, we can get a second, third round pick for kid.
Yeah, I think you could at least get like a second, probably, depending. But I would say probably closer to third because he has a lot of off the field shit.
He does.
Not really appetizing. What about Worthy?
I think they keep Worthy.
You think they keep Worthy?
I think they want Worthy. I just think they look at last year was that he was hurt. You know what I'm saying? He had the labrum shoulder injury, then he had the ankle injury, and he just looked like he was hurt. He looked like he was playing hurt. He didn't look like his rookie season. I saw way more juice in that kid in his rookie season than what I saw this year. And I also think they blame it. They're putting a lot of the blame on the wide receiver coach. That's why they went out there and got that Chad O'Shea dude who's got like 20, 30 years wealth of experience at the wide receiver position. So I think that's what they're banking on. Like year 3, he should be better and he won't be as hurt. You know what I'm saying? So, which was a freakish accident because Travis Kelce caused it.
Would you ever consider trading for David Montgomery?
I don't know if I trade for him. I if he gets released,
I don't think he would cost that much, low key.
I mean, I think you probably get him for a 6th round pick. I think
that's not worth it. I think David Montgomery could easily be a 1.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at David Montgomery, but I'm telling you, Mo, the signs are right there. I think they want Brees.
They want Brees?
I think they putting their eggs all in that basket. I think they going to get Brees. I think they're gonna pay him.
Yeah.
That's just how Brett Veach is. When it's a big, like this was like glaring, like that was bad last year. We would have one of the worst. I think Brett Veach is like, oh, I'm gonna overcorrect that shit. I'm going to get Brees Hall. And
don't get me wrong, I think Brees Hall is an amazing running back. I think that's definitely an upgrade. It's just going to cost you. It's going
to cost us. But I was just, I think they're going to go all in on that running back. I just think they're going to hurry up and get old. Like we're not even want to just think about it in the draft. Let's just get him. Let's just go get him because, like I said, they tried to trade for him, and I think that if they had traded for him, I think they would have paid him anyway.
Do you think a lot of that has to do with the knee injury that Mahomes had?
What, them going all in
on Brees Hall? Like let's say Patrick Mahomes, you still didn't make the playoffs, but he didn't get hurt.
No,
you know what I mean? You think they still go all in? You think they go all in?
Because remember, he wasn't hurt when they was trying to trade for him in the first place.
Okay.
They was trying to correct.
You know better than me. Yeah, you know better than me. So
that's what I'm saying. They was trying to get him when Mahomes was still healthy. So Um, I still think that I just think that now it's more pressure on it to where like, look, man, my man about to be 31 years old this year, man. He can't be carrying the load like he used to. Y'all got to make it easier around him.
Yeah, especially
And
going
that's
up that
running
age.
back
Man.
room, that's running back room, and the receiver room. Get another y'all got to get another receiver that can beat man coverage in this bitch.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the main reason why I asked that because I've seen we've seen this before with certain teams where they get too comfortable. Like it's kind of like what the Bills are doing with Josh Allen. Like we know those years are starting to add up, but it gets to a point in time where it's just like, all right, like Mahomes, he's healthy. Maybe we can get by getting, maybe not Breece Hall because we have some other holes that we need to kind of fill. Like, yeah, we did try to get Breece Hall, when Patrick Mahomes is healthy, but Patrick Mahomes still Patrick Mahomes. Like, we can get this guy for cheaper. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I asked the question. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's say they don't get Brees Hall or they don't get a Travis Etienne.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be mad at like a Rico Dotto. I wouldn't be mad at a Tyler Algier. Like I wouldn't be mad at one of those dudes. Like I think that's the next tier.
He's gonna get paid a little bit though, coming off the year he had.
I don't think he gets Brees Hall money.
No, I don't think he getting Brees Hall money.
He's older.
He's
older. He's like 27, 28. So I don't think he's gonna get that much. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Brees Hall is 24. He'll be 25 going into the season. So.
I feel you.
So, all right, man. Let's do our best NFL quarterbacks and running backs this season. We're gonna do a top 5 list. I'm gonna let Maul go first.
All right, what do you want to start with? You want to start with running backs or quarterbacks?
Let's go with the quarterbacks, man.
All right, so quarterbacks. So I'm gonna start number one. Number one, I got Matthew Stafford. I think the way he played, and obviously coming off the MVP season, I get it. He did lose to Sam Darnold, but I think Matthew Stafford is probably he's the best quarterback in the league going on currently, especially how the season ended. I'm gonna go with Matthew Stafford number one. Number two, I'm gonna still go with Josh Allen. He did leave a lot to be desired, especially with some of the play he did with the Denver Broncos game and stuff like that. He did leave a lot of balls that could have potentially won the game, but he did make the throw that I still think was a catch with Brian Cooks. And we all know what Josh Allen is. So I have him number two to finish in the season. I personally still have Lamar Jackson. I know I get it. He had an injury-riddled season, but I still hold Lamar Jackson in high regard. And low-key, towards the end of the year, they should have won that game against the Pittsburgh Steelers to get into the playoffs, and who knows what would have happened if it wasn't for their bum-ass kicker who ended up missing it. So I have Lamar Jackson number three. I'm going to put Sam Darnold at number four. I'm going to respect what he did. Obviously, there were points in the season where it looked like Sam Darnold was kind of reverting back to the Sam Darnold of the Jets ways, but you got to give him credit for what he did. And obviously a lot of people are going to arrive. I think that defense played a big, huge part. And I think that running game played a huge, big part for allowing Sam Darnold to be Sam Darnold. That's why I don't have him number one, but I'm going to be respectful for what he did for him winning that Super Bowl. He was still one of the main pieces that why they won the Super Bowl. So I'm going to put him at number four. And then number five, I got Caleb Williams, man. I think Caleb Williams, I know he still has some things that he needs to work on, especially making the throws, like making the throws that he should make. I think he has trouble with that, but I think his arm talent is the best in the league. I think it's to the point of like we're gonna start getting to. I'm not saying he's gonna be Patrick Mahomes as far as like accolades level, but as far as throwing the ability, like I think he can do things that I think Patrick Mahomes might have trouble doing. I think that's how special Caleb Williams is. So I have him finishing as far as my QB rankings at number five.
All right, for sure. I agree with you with the first two spots. I got Matthew Stafford and Josh Allen. I think they were incredible this year. Now Josh Allen, I'm with you. That playoff game, he had 4 turnovers, and I ultimately blame him for losing that game. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, the catch thing, I can see both sides of it. I really can, but I just think outside of that, I think if he doesn't turn the ball over 4 times, they wouldn't even have to worry about that. So
absolutely, yeah.
And if he doesn't miss Dawson out wide open going into the end zone, they win the game. We ain't even talking about it. So
that's true.
But I still think, as far as talent wise, he was clear cut second best. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with Caleb Williams. I just think the dude was balling, man. I think that I think that him and the Ben Johnson marriage has just shown that how important that coach and quarterback combination is. People were down on him the year before that, and I'm just like, oh, look at this situation. Now, Eberflus is a walking corpse walking around there. They got rid of him. Then you have the brother, shout out to Thomas Brown, who I think actually is going to be a good coach in this league someday. He trying to make a makeshift offense from a man, Caleb Williams. So that didn't work out. So you saw when you put weapons around this dude, and he's got a litany of weapons with DJ Moore. We'll see what happened to Moore, but DJ Moore and Roma Dunze and Luther Burden, and Colston Loveland, and even Swift and Mungwa in the backfield. Like that offense was high power. Now, yeah, did they do a lot of comebacks? I think that's going to improve next year. I think the offensive line got better too. And like I said, I think he'll get better too. The thing about Caleb Williams, he's got to get better with the easy stuff.
Yeah.
The hard stuff is great. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that Patrick Mahomes had to learn. The easy stuff. You got to learn the easy stuff. That's what Tom Brady was so genius.
Great at. Yeah, he was great.
It was the easy stuff. So that's what you got to learn. I'm going to go. I know he didn't have a great playoffs, but I'm still going to go with Drake May. I think Drake May had a really good season. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, he just learned in the playoffs. It just intensifies. You know what I'm saying? The pressure cooker just goes up a level. And he got to learn to take his game to another level. That's something he's got to learn. I still consider him a rookie. He only played like 1-2 games last year. So he had to turn it up a little bit in the playoffs. But overall, the regular season, I thought Drake, he was an MVP candidate. So I got to give him his love. And then number 5, I'm going to go with Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold had a really, really good season in the playoffs. Their 49ers game, I know a lot of people were like, he really didn't have to do too much. But that Rams game, you got to show him love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he balled out. He went stride for stride with Matthew Stafford, and he ultimately was one of the reasons why they won that game. And even in the Super Bowl, he had some throws that he could possibly be a pick. But at the end of the day, he corrected that in the second half, and he made the throws that he had to make. He was the game manager, and that's why he's a Super Bowl champion right now. So I'm going to go with Sam Darnold.
I'm not mad at that. All right. Running backs. So number 5, I'm gonna start from 5 to 1. Number 5, I'm gonna go with Christian McCaffrey. I think Christian McCaffrey had a great year. There was a lot of moments where we kind of, he was dealing with that calf injury last year, so we didn't really see too much of him. We didn't know what we were going to get. I think as far as like what he was able to do, I think Christian McCaffrey was one of the reasons why the 49ers were able to stay afloat, especially with all the injuries that they had on that defensive side, and one of the main reasons why they made the playoffs. So I'm going to go Christian McCaffrey at number 5. Number 4, I went with Derrick Henry, man. He started off kind of slow, but he finished off the year really, really well, man. He had some big games. I think Derrick Henry, I think he deserves to be in the top 5 for what he's accomplished, especially the longevity that he's been doing. And then it seems like he's kind of like on this LeBron James mode as far as like running backs. Like, who knows when this man will start finally slowing down, but it doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon. Number 3, I have Bijan Robinson. I think Bijan Robinson, he had a really good year. I know a lot of it has to go with just in tiles of the Atlanta Falcons not featuring him enough. I think Bijan Robinson can easily be the number 1 running back, but a lot of it has to go inside with, I just think the Atlanta Falcons for some reason are allergic to just giving him the ball. You know what I mean? He has games where they give him the ball and he's very explosive and they win the game. And then they have moments where they forget that he's even in the Atlanta Falcons uniform, and that happens. Number 2, I went with Jahmyr Gibbs, man. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the most explosive running backs in the league. We saw his importance with the Detroit Lions and how he features. He's really good at catching out of the backfield, and it's just if he gets past that first line, he's gone. So I'm gonna go with that. And then number 1, I went with James Cook, man. I think you got to honor what he did this year. He was the leading rusher. The importance we saw. The impact that he had when the Buffalo Bills featured him in the offense. It made life a lot easier for Josh Allen. We know the impact that Josh Allen has, but if they didn't have James Cook, who knows? I don't think the Bills even make the playoffs. So I think you got to honor that for the career year that he had this year. I think James Cook has to finish the season off as being the best running back in the league.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna start with 5 too. I'm gonna go with Kenneth Walker at my 5th spot. I just think that down the stretch, he was one of the main reasons why that Seattle Seahawks offense was rolling, and in the playoffs with Zach Charbonnet even going out. He stepped his game up a lot more and made himself some money, whether it be with Seattle or whoever else. I think that Kenneth Walker was amazing. The down tick of the season, man. Like he was the main reason. Number 4, I'm gonna go with Derrick Henry. Like you said, Fountain of Youth is still there, 1,500 yards, over 1,500 yards. You can't sneeze over that. So yeah, I think Derrick Henry, he's their main cog on that outside of Lamar Jackson. He's the main cog on that offense that makes that offense go. They got to figure out the wide receivers position, but Derrick Henry not there, that offense would have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Number 3, I'm gonna go with Jahmyr Gibbs. I just think Jahmyr Gibbs was just balling. My bad. I'm gonna go with CMC. I'll go with CMC. No. I think CMC was the main reason why that offense was going. I think he makes life easier for Mac Jones or what's the other boy name?
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy. I think he makes life easier for both of them. Blanking boy. Yeah, I think he makes life easier for both of them. So he's the main cog of that offense, and if they go as he goes on that offense. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Bijan Robinson, man. I think Bijan Robinson down the stretch, they started featuring him more. When Kirk Cousins came into the lineup, they started opening it up with Bijan Robinson and Kyle Pitts. And Bijan Robinson balled out. He had over 14-some-hundred yards, and that was the Bijan Robinson we've been waiting for. When they stopped trying to, I don't know what it is about Tyler Algier. It just seemed like Tyler Algier was getting all the carries. Once they stopped doing that so much and just giving Bijan to let Bijan cook, you saw what happened. You saw that last game against the Rams. He had like 3-4 touchdowns. He was balling. So, and then number 1, I got James Cook. Mal will tell you, and he said it too. That offense goes as James Cook go.
You ain't got Jahmyr Gibbs in your top 5?
I got Jahmyr Gibbs as I think I put him at number 2.
Read your list again. Who you missing? I feel like you're missing somebody.
I think I skipped because I had CMC at 3. I got Jahmyr Gibbs as number 2. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said Christian McCaffrey. Okay, so you don't have Christian McCaffrey in your top 5.
No, he's number 3 for me.
Read your whole list. Read your whole list, man?
I got Kenneth Walker, Derrick Henry, CMC, Jahmyr Gibbs. Oh, I messed up. Jahmyr Gibbs, and then I have James.
Oh, you got 6. You got 6. Oh, okay.
So I messed up.
Oh, okay. I was like, bro, whoa. You cannot have Jahmyr Gibbs in this thing.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs is number 2 for me.
Oh, okay. For sure.
But I forgot.
I know what you mean. I
meant to have Bijan Robinson somewhere in here, but
yeah,
he could be out. But yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs number 2. He, we all know what Jahmyr Gibbs. I personally think he's a cross between Jamal Charles and Chris Johnson put together, and he's a walking touchdown. Like anywhere on the field, he can catch out of the backfield. He can do it all. So, and then number 1, of course, I got James Cook because, like I said, that offense goes as he goes. When he's over 100 yards, 9 times out of 10 they win in the game.
Yeah.
And when you minimize Josh Allen throwing the football down the field, you minimize his chance of throwing a pick or fumbling the football. So give the ball to James Cook. And he was the leading rusher this year. So put some respect on that kid's name.
Yeah. Nah, for sure.
We ain't got no bets to put in today because there ain't nothing really on the slate. No NBA games, a couple college games, but I'm not betting just to be betting. So, but you can go to any of our social media sites and see the BetUs link. Click on it, sign up. You get 125% sign-up bonus plus 10% gambler's insurance. That means 3 risk-free bets on your first 3 deposits on $100 up to $5,000. That means if you bet $100 on your first 3 deposits and you lose, you get to keep your money. So you can win some money or you can keep your money on your first 3 deposits. Go up there, sign up, tell them Cris and Mal sent you. And we ain't got no Surefire bets, but still we can play the fire side. All right, man. I wanted to do a little recap on the PlayStation State of Play.
Yeah.
They had that this past weekend. They showcased a few of the games. They showcased the 007 first flight.
First light. Yeah, first light. Yeah.
They showed a little gameplay of that. That looks pretty good. They showed the John Wick game. That looks pretty good. They said they're going to bring a Volume 2 of the Metal Gear, the Volume 4 Guns of the Patriots, and the Peace Walker game, which, sidebar, Peace Walker game in that last Metal Gear game that they put out is practically the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, they showcased a whole litany of games that are coming out. The Resident Evil game that Maul is very excited for.
Very excited. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that game. I'm so excited.
No, it looks good. Kind of intrigued my interest too.
You copping it? Don't worry. You gonna copy it?
We'll see.
Yo, my man's scary, dog. He's scary, bro. Come on, man. Come on.
I ain't
man.
scary, dog.
Well, dog.
I saw the gameplay. It ain't that bad.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. You play as Leon, yeah, it's more action. But if you play the female, it's a little bit more intimate, man. You know what I'm saying? First person view.
Well, I guess I'll be playing as Leon. But what are your overall thoughts for the PlayStation State of Play?
State of Play, I thought it was amazing. I thought State of Play was amazing. Obviously, my highlight was definitely Resident Evil and just seeing. I think the graphics in there look amazing. I think the storyline looks amazing. I cannot wait to play it. I'm definitely playing that first day. It comes out February 27th. Obviously, Soros. I'm very excited about that. They had a little bit of a trailer on that, so I'm excited. I think it comes out April 30th. So I'm super excited about that. Silent Hill Townfall, man. It looks like we finally got our first brother being finally got a black man being the antagonist for the first time in Silent Hill. So I'm super excited about that. I love the Silent Hill series. I'm about to start playing Silent Hill F. So I'm super excited about that. What other games I'm excited for? Project Windless, like I saw the trailer for it. It's a Korean game. It looks like a chicken, kind of like like chicken, like this warrior chicken that's fighting like all the borders and stuff like that. Yeah. It's an interesting take. You know what I mean? It looked fun. It looked like a cool game. I just don't know how I feel about being a chicken, but we'll see what's up with that. Obviously Pragmata, Capcom's new sci-fi adventure game, that looked pretty good. That has my intrigue. Obviously
the one with the little girl.
Yeah, it's the one with the guy in the spacesuit and the little girl on the shoulder. Yeah, that one looked pretty good. Obviously, you already talked about Metal Gear Solid 4. Marvel Tocom Fighting Souls. They announced the X-Men, some of the X-Men characters, obviously featuring Wolverine and Storm. Me, I'm a fighter game guy. I love that. So I'm super excited about that. I think they also announced the release date for I think August sometime. So super excited about that. You already talked about John Wick. Ghost of Yotei, Legends. This is their multiplayer game mode that they just announced that's coming out in March. I still haven't even played Ghost of Yotei yet, so I still got to do it. Obviously, I'm excited for God of War. Some of the other games I'm also excited. I'm excited for that Castlevania game. I love that too. I love 2D version games bring me back some nostalgic. So I used to play Castlevania a lot, so I'm super excited about that game. That one has my intrigue. And then obviously First Light. So I thought overall, man, if I had to rate it, I'll probably give this State of Play like an 8.5. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty good. Shout out to PlayStation, man. Still putting their foot on Xbox.
Yeah, shout out to PlayStation. I need to get me obviously I think they also rumors that they're going to delay the PlayStation 6 to like 2028, 2029 or something like that. So I might need to go ahead and cop. Well, number one, I need to cop the PlayStation Pro before Grand Theft Auto comes out this year. So I might cop it out for my birthday. Better graphics, higher fidelity. Obviously, it runs a lot smoother. People say you can tell the difference too, especially with Grand Theft Auto out. It will definitely be able to handle the graphics and stuff like that. So especially with them delaying, because I was going to kind of hold out for the PlayStation 6 because it was kind of rumored that we were going to have it maybe like next year or the year after that. So I was going to just hold out. But with them delaying it for another couple years, I might just go ahead and just cop the Pro and call it the day.
Okay. For sure. Maybe I hit up a firm.
Didn't they raise the prices on there or some shit? Man, like
firm?
Nah, I'm talking about the PlayStation 5 Pro. Didn't they raise the prices because of Agent Orange tariffs and shit?
Maybe. I wouldn't put it past it. All right, man. Let's do our top 10 NFL prospects going into combine.
All right, you want me to start?
Go ahead, man.
All right, at number 10, I got Mekhi Lemon. I think he's an intriguing wide receiver that has been getting talked about a lot at wide receiver for USC. I think he could make some big noise. I'm very intrigued to see some of his just what he does at the combine. If he does anything at the combine, I would assume he probably just wait to his pro day. But just see some of the numbers that he can prove, speed and stuff like that. I think he could be a legit number one receiver. Jermod McCoy, cornerback from Tennessee. I think obviously with cornerbacks being in high need, I think he could be a very intriguing player with some of his stats. Number 8, I got Jordan Tyson, wide receiver at Arizona State. I think he's a hell of a talent. I think he's going to get talked about a lot. So I have him at number 8. Number 7, I got Carnell Tate. I think with him, I just think there's going to be a lot of conversation with him and just to see where he lands in the draft. I think he has potential. I personally think that Jordan Tyson and Mekhi Lemon are better than Carnell Tate. But I just think Carnell Tate is going to make a lot of noise just based on, where he went and then just where he will land in the draft. I think people just have no clue where he's going to be. So I think he will be a very intriguing name. Number 6, I got Alvaro Reese. I think we all know who he is. I think he's a dominant linebacker from Ohio State. We know he's going to be probably top 3 pick, maybe top 2, honestly, depending on how it goes. But I think we all know. Number 5, I got Mansour Delane, cornerback from LSU. I like him a lot. I think he could be a very, very intriguing name. I'm very curious to see some of his measurables and stuff like that. But I think he's a very great instinctive cornerback that I think he could potentially be a legit one. Number 4, I got Caleb Downs, man. We know Caleb Downs is going to be one of the best defensive players in this draft. So I'm excited to see where he lands. Number 3, I got Jeremiah Love. I know there's been conversations about him landing with the Chiefs. Very curious to see where he lands. Number 2, Ruben Bain Jr., man. He might be the second best defensive player in this whole league. And then number 1, of course, it got to be my boy, Fernando Mendoza, the number 1 pick, baby. You know what I mean? Yes, sir.
For sure. I agree with you. Number 10, I got Mekhi Lemon too. He's probably becoming my favorite wide receiver coming out of this draft.
Yeah, me too.
I see JSN, dog.
I do. Me too. I really do. Yeah, I really do.
JSN, dog. I could be wrong, man, but I see JSN. Number 9, I'm going to show Sonny Styles some love, man. I think Sonny Styles is going to be a linebacker that people talk about in almost Fred Warner type talk.
Yeah.
Like, I think dude can be something like that. So, watch out for Sonny Styles. Number 8, I'm going to go with the offensive lineman, Francis Maguire, whatever his name is, at Miami. I think he's going to be a premier left tackle in this league. So, I like him. Number 7, I'm going to go with Jordan Tyson. I think if he didn't have the injury questions, I think he'd by far be the best wide receiver. I think he has all the tools, all the measurables, 6'2", 210, speed. Just the only thing with him is just he's just in and out of the lineup. So that's the only question I have about him. Number 6, I'm going to go with Arvell Reese. I think Arvell Reese has Micah Parsons type potential coming out the edge. If he gets in the right system and he gets used right, I think he has that type of potential in him. Number 5, I'm going to go with David Bailey, man. I think David Bailey, man, he was the cog in that Texas Tech defensive line, man. I think they had a lot of good players on that defensive line, but David Bailey, man, he was a beast in that playoff game. And if the quarterback had played an inch better, they would have been moved on. So I think they would have beat Oregon. So, yeah, David Bailey is up there for me. Number 4, I'm going to go with Ruben Bain. I think Ruben Bain is the best defensive end in this draft. I know a lot of people have questions about his arms. I don't give a damn about his arms. He's a really good football player. He's a good off that edge. He showed it all through the playoffs and in the national championship game. So don't overthink it. Just go ahead and whoever has that pick and they need a defensive end, go get Ruben Bain. Hopefully it's my Chiefs. Number 3, I got your boy Fernando Mendoza. I think he's the best quarterback in this draft. We all know where he's going. He's going to be a Raider. He's got his hat already. They're probably getting the contract particulars out the way right now. Just go ahead and sign him now because he's going to be a Raider. Number 2, I got Jeremiah Love. I just think that he's just he's just surefire. Like, I would be surprised if Jeremiah Love doesn't work. Yeah. Like if Jeremiah Love is like a bum, I'm like, what happened? What the hell happened? Like, he has everything, man. He can pass block, he can catch out the backfield, he can run between the tackles, he can run outside, run inside, like he can do all. So I just think that he's surefire. And number 1, I got Caleb Downs. I just think Caleb Downs is the best football player in there. I think Caleb Downs, he can play deep. He can play in the box. He can cover tight ends. I think he can cover some wide receivers. I think he can cover running backs. I think you play him in the nickel. I think you play him all across the field.
Mhm.
I think like I know they say safeties, you ain't supposed to take him in the time. You take Caleb Downs because you could just use him as one of those like weapons.
Yeah.
Like I think, like I like Kyle Hamilton. I think he's gonna be better than Kyle Hamilton. Personally, that's just me. So
Probably stay healthier too.
probably so too. So yeah, those are my top 10 guys.
For sure.
Honorable mention: Carnell Tate.
Yeah.
All right, man. You got anything else?
Do I have anything else? No. No, I don't got anything.
Sure, man. We got the big fight this weekend. We'll probably talk about that on Wednesday a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, NBA season be getting the second half going.
Second half starts on Thursday.
College basketball is going to get an uptick going into March because March Madness is coming.
Yeah,
up.
we're getting close to conference championship games, which will probably be in like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Got the
Get ready for March
Combine.
Madness. NFL Combine starts this weekend or next weekend?
I think next week. Weekend.
This weekend, NFL Combine. So we can talk about that. What else? I got my random news on Wednesday. Yeah, man. That's about it.
When is elimination chamber? Oh, that's in 2 weeks. Okay. So, all right, y'all. Who gets your flowers of the week, man?
So I'm gonna keep it light, man. So my flowers of the week go to my brother right here. Congratulations to you, sir. I know you popped a big question to your lady, but I did have a question for you. I was watching the video. I was like, what did you ain't gotta say what you said to her, but then were you spitting like some lyrics to her or something, brother? You was on your knee for a long ass time.
No, I did. I said a little something.
Yeah. Nah, but I definitely want to give flowers to you and your old lady. Congratulations. For popping the big question, man. I know you've been working up a little bit. I know you've been working up for a long time. I know you and me been talking about that, man. I love the video. Definitely put a big smile on my face, man. So congratulations to you and her, my brother. So flowers to y'all.
Appreciate it. And I'll add on to that. Yeah, been working on this. Made the decision probably beginning of or end of last year, going into the new year, of when the date I was going to do it. I purchased the wing on Friday after work. Saturday was a long day, boy.
So tell me how the day went, man. Tell us a little bit. You ain't gotta give us everything, but just tell us how your mindset, how it played out. Like, what happened?
I was just so busy trying to keep her mind from thinking that was going to happen, or give it away. My original plan kind of messed up because when they had their flowers had so many orders, so I was trying to hopefully the flowers in the bear that I got her for Valentine's Day would show up and she would think, okay, this is my gift. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then I have another gift. But when that didn't show up, she even said herself that when she didn't get no gift, she was like, oh, well, he probably gonna give me a gift, tonight at dinner. So but it was like it was a long ass day, man. We were just chilling in the house, really kind of cleaning up. And then once she went to go get her makeup done, get her nails done. And then when she came back, we got dressed, went to Fleming's. By the way, Fleming's, man, they got some great food, man. Really, really good food. But I want to give a shout out flowers to the hostess. Her name was Anna. I called her while my lady was gone because I was trying to remember. I was talking to you about it.
Yeah. I know you're stressing a little bit.
Figure out I was going to do this. So I was just like, you know what? Let me call them and see how I can work this. So I talked to the hostess. Her name was Anna. Shout out to her, man. She once I told her what I was trying to do, she was like, oh, she was excited.
Yeah.
She was super excited. So she was just like, yeah, just what we'll do is, I'll have them decorate the table. They put like little hearts on the table and stuff like that. When you guys are done eating, you can act like you're going to the bathroom, which I really did go to the bathroom.
He was nervous. He had to do that nervous pee.
So I went to the bathroom, came back, and actually she was on her way leaving. She was about to go home.
Oh, okay.
And so when I came back, they already knew who I was. They was like, oh, She was coming up, got her jacket in her hand. She was like, Anna, you want to do this? This is the guy with the proposal. She was like, oh, yes. She put her jacket down. I gave her the phone. She asked me how I wanted to do it. I just put the, she said, you want the flash on? You know, I said, at this point right now, I don't care. Just get this done. So we walked, and I guess the waiter was in on it too, because the waiter's standing right there, and he's like, I didn't know what you wanted to do, man. I didn't know when you were going to do it. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. We about to do it right now. And shout out to the waiter too. He was really good waiter too. So she stood in the corner, had the flash on. My girl noticed the flash on her, and then I come around the corner and took my knee and then said what I had to say to her. And, you know, it was funny. The couple behind us, there was a black couple behind us.
Yeah, I saw that on the video. Yeah.
And at first, you know, they're ordering their food, and then the girl finally noticed what I was doing. And she tapped her people. When she clapped, everybody in the building clapped. So that was dope. And then people were coming up to us telling us congratulations. So we stayed there for a little. We stayed a little bit there for after the proposal. I think she was just trying to take everything in. So, but it's been great, man. She had a big smile on her face, and you know what I'm saying, she's happy. We're happy, and on to the next chapter of our lives, man.
Yeah, man. No, that's fire, man. That's fire. I thought the video was beautiful, man. I thought it was funny too. She's like, hold on, let me get in the front. You know what I mean? So nah, man, I could tell by the emotion in her face, and I could tell, and you, I think it's a sense of relief. I could tell coming off your shoulders, man. I know you've been talking about this for a while now, man. And I know when you first originally told me a couple weeks ago that you were really going to do this, man, I was really happy for you, man. And to see the actual visuals of it, man, I'm very proud of you. Very excited for your guys' future, my brother. And, you know, love is love, man. Great that you did it on that day, man. So I'm very, very happy for the both of you.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all my family members. I told one of my mother right when I sat down after I did it, my mom texted me, did you do it yet?
Yeah. How's she feeling though? How's she feeling? A couple days, you know, after? How's everything?
She's on cloud 9 right now, and she's happy. She's really happy.
That's cool.
We're both on cloud 9 right now. So
that's what's up.
So yeah, man. We just, you know, taking in this engagement right now, and then we'll start doing plans, you know, in the future after my daughter's graduation and all that stuff. You know, we got some things coming up. Then we'll start planning for the what we're gonna do as far as a wedding, whether we do it just us or people.
Absolutely.
Whatever, you know,
absolutely. Whatever y'all do, I'm sure it'll be a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. So yeah, man. Congratulations to both of you, man. I'm very happy for the both.
Appreciate it, dog. All right, now we gotta switch it up to hell no, because boy, I got a few.
Go ahead, go first, man. Go ahead.
First one goes to Sexy Red.
Yeah,
Sexy Red. Sexy. What are you doing, man? Look, man, you want to do your little nasty songs. We don't be bothering you when you do your little nasty songs. But you can't take one of the Legends' greatest songs and try to flip it into some nasty shit. And you thought y'all was gonna get it. I want to know the people who gave you that advice to do that. Because personally, I don't think you knew. I think you knew that song wasn't gonna get cleared. I just think you did that for a viral moment. Now that I really think about it, because you knew damn well the Jackson Estate was not gonna allow you to put that song out. Like there was no way in hell they was gonna let you put that out and tarnish a great classic song like Beat. So you get a hell no, your peoples get a hell no, and it might be up for her. It might be up for her.
Yeah.
My second one is I came across this clip. Martellus Bennett in Disney. Y'all get hell no the way. So this is a kids show on Disney Junior that comes on. It's called Hey AJ. It's based around a black family. And in one of the episodes, I guess she's infatuated with this superhero. And you want to know the name of the superhero's name on? Captain Durag.
Captain Durag. Wow.
A black man with a do-rag on his head that's his cape, who picks up trash in Slime City. Disney, what are y'all doing? Martellus Bennett, what the hell are you doing? And Black History Month at all times. You gonna drop some Captain Do-Rag? Like, come on, man. That's not It'd be different if it was like the Boondocks. You know what I'm saying? They making fun of something. We get that. This was an actual episode where this little girl was a fan of Captain Durag, who had a white snow bunny as his sidekick. I think that was representation.
Mm-hmm.
It was a mess. People in the comment section was like, "They gonna come with boy bonnet." Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Our bonnet boy or whatever? Like, Disney, that's not it. Y'all gotta scrap that. I'm sorry. You gotta scrap that. Can't have little kids seeing stuff like that. And I heard Janae Aoko is executive producer on there too. Like, can't have that, man. Can't have that. So y'all get hell no. You got anything?
Nah, man, I ain't got nothing, man. I'm gonna try to keep it positive today. So, nah, I got nothing.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
Oh, I also want to give flowers to my lady because she cooked dinner early, and she made some corn on the cob, garlic parmesan corn on the cob, and you gotta try that, man.
Today?
Yes, it's amazing.
Shit. No, damn. What else is on the menu?
Pot roast.
Nice.
She put a pot roast on a crock pot. It's good too. It was falling out the bone, but that corn on the cob, garlic parmesan. Oh my god!
How's she cooking?
I don't know how she did. I think she just put the corn on cob in a little pot, whatever, and then put some of that wing stop garlic parmesan on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's so good.
Man, you ate it all already?
Not eat it all. I just ate a couple pieces.
Oh, okay.
Before we came on the pod.
Oh, okay. Okay. My man ready to go back and get another one.
Yes, I am. It's amazing.
That's what's up, man. Hopefully y'all enjoy y'all dinner, Mike.
Yeah, man. All right, man. If you look at the screen, you'll see the link to our WWE shop. Go ahead and scan that. Elimination Chamber is coming up in a couple of weeks, so go and get you some gear, man. Whether you're a fan of CM Punk, Roman Reigns, or Cody Rhodes, or Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, or some of the ladies from Rhea Ripley and Lash Legend, Trick Williams. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a litany of superstars that you can go get their gear right now if you scan that code right now. It can help us out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you want to donate to the Cris and Mal podcast, you can donate to our Cash App, $ Cris Mal Podcast. We'll appreciate whatever you donate to us. Whatever streaming platform you use, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, whatever you use, we are available. Go ahead and subscribe to us. First time watchers on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification button. So when we go live on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and Wednesdays 9-ish p.m. Pacific Standard Time, jump in the live with us. You can talk about these topics. We want to hear from you. We want to get your opinion, man. So let us know in the live stream or in the playback, man. Let us know. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be Spotify or X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you use, you can follow us at Cris and Mal. Follow us, we'll follow you back. We're just some regular guys who like to talk sports, music, movies, and all kinds of various other things. If you have a critique or feedback, or if you have questions or topics that you want us to bring up on the show, and you like said question or topic, we will bring it up. We will shout you out because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up via DM, emails, or our mentions. All right, good people. Until Wednesday, hope you guys have a good couple days. We will be back to talk NBA and boxing and a little bit of NFL, maybe even a little college basketball too. Start getting into that too. So until then, we are out.
See y'all Wednesday.